What is good, nation? Welcome to the post-game reaction show, man. Mixed emotions. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it. Y'all already know what time it is. I appreciate everyone pulling up. I got a little treat for everyone for the nation. I'm about to go ahead and debut a new Just Raiders intro. I hope you guys like it. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the chat. Here we go. Let's go ahead and kick this thing off.
J Raider, the creator with the killer content, hot takes and the dopest. Yes, Raider Nation, from Oakland to LA to in Vegas. Nothing greater than the Raiders, only facts. Just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Stand up, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Welcome to the channel. It's called Just Raiders, baby. If you ain't subscribed, then you gotta try. Just Raiders, baby, nothing but love for the Raiders. Been an OG before 93. Shout out to the nation, they always crazy. So nation, ride with me, taking over my style. It's amazing, making hits like Max on the blitz. The silver and black, on the attack. They on the map, if you a fan and you with that. J Raider, the creator with the killer content, hot takes and the dopest guests. Raider Nation, from Oakland to LA to in Vegas. Nothing greater than the Raiders, only facts. Just Raiders, 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 just Raiders. Putting on shows like Brock on the go. We just like J Raider, the innovator, making shows like Good Morning Raiders, the originator. Raiders Unfiltered, raw, never censored. The post-game reaction, nothing but action. Just Raiders, baby. Just Raiders. Just Raiders, baby. J Raider, the creator with the killer content. Hot takes and the dopest, yes. Raider Nation, the only nation. There ain't no question.
Just win, baby.
Win, baby.
Just win.
That is the new intro from your boy J Raider, Just Raiders, the new intro for the post game reaction show and Raiders Unfiltered. I hope you guys like it. Make sure you guys let me know what your thoughts in the chat, in the comment section. If you guys watching the replay afterwards, appreciate you guys. You already know this is a post game reaction show. Salute to everyone here and everyone pulling up. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys go ahead and click that like button on your boy. Hit that subscribe if you're new to the show. If you're feeling what you're hearing, if you're feeling that intro, hit that subscribe button on your boy. We're about to go ahead and do a damn thing. You know, a game like this, a game that we just went ahead and played for many implications. I can't do this show alone. This show is not only therapy for the nation, but it is a voice, an extension of the Raider Nation. So I gotta have multiple sides to this, so you already know. But let me go ahead and bring out my guests that are chilling backstage. Let me go ahead and pull up my guy Raider Primo in the building. Salute my guy. Appreciate you pulling
What
up.
is going on, nation? I'm back. We got some
back.
things to talk about. We got some things.
I'm
to
back
talk
too, bro. I took a little mini vacation. I was on with Jeff on Friday for his last Friday Night Live. I hope to go ahead
that's
and
great.
send that off.
With the holidays running around, with work, it was kind of hard to really stay in the loop with some content. But hey, I'm back. Holidays are starting to wrap up with work, so I'm starting to get back into the swing of things.
Glad to have you back, brother, for sure. And I got to go ahead and get my other esteemed guest, my guy, Raider Will, in the building. You already know. He was with me on the Friday show. On the last Friday night pull up with my guy, Jeff. What's good, brother?
You already know what it is, baby. I'm right here with Jay Raider, the creator. I've got my boy, the Primo. And after taking a BTA in the toilet bowl, baby, I'll be like, hey, what are we doing, Raider Nation? Positioning ourselves for that first round draft pick.
I'm gonna say this. We finally got this.
The number one pick.
The number one pick, y'all. There you go. There you have it. It is official. Raiders get the number one pick. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. Y'all already know, man. But hey, that song, bro. I wrote that song. It took me a while to go ahead and put together. I wrote about 95% of those lyrics. But yeah,
hey, I was feeling it. Y'all could have seen me in the backstage. I was over here getting.
I go through hundreds and hundreds of. I don't know how many songs I went through. It. Me, the wifey too. We're going through different songs, and she's like, I wanted to. It should sound like this, and she's like, okay, let me do a little bit more West Coast flair to it, and then this is what it generated. I got an alternate version, but this one is it hits for sure. But yes, sir. Let's go ahead and kick this show off again. Raiders lose another embarrassing loss, and we're talking about it backstage that we didn't think. We knew that this game was very unlikely for us to go ahead and come out with the win at the end, but the way that we went out and lost this game, it's a little bit surprising. I called it. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna eat crow. I called it a closer game than what this was, but Raiders get fucking spanked again, 34-10 in fucking Vegas, in front of probably like a 60% giant crowd. The Tank Bowl, in other words, as many have dubbed. What are you guys' thoughts? We're gonna go ahead and get into the box score in just a bit. But again, Raiders now officially fall to 2-14 for the season. But 34-10, this score. I mean, I'll start off with Primo. What did you think when, as the game was progressing? Because we knew that this game was not going to be a pretty game. At least I figured it wasn't going to be a pretty game. There was going to be a lot of mistakes. Most teams are going to kind of look like shit coming out the gate. And it kind of started that way, but then it just became worse as the game continued. I'm like, okay, you guys can stop fucking around now,
it's better
a little bit.
It's better than 3-0, Vikings and Raiders from a few years ago. I believe we remember that game. So it was entertaining if you're a Giants fan. And if you're a Raider fan, depending what you want, draft wise, we'll leave that for later. But in actuality, I was thinking to myself, we're all talking about Tank, Raider fans, Giants fans. The thing about these players, they're not going to go out there and purposely lose a football game. They're not. They're going to go out there, play their lives out, especially with guys like Max out, Brock out. You got a lot of these young guys like Cedric Jackson. You got Snowden out there. You got a lot of young guys out there that have a chip on their shoulder that not only are probably playing for future contracts, either with the Raiders or other NFL teams, they're going to play their hearts out to still get your ass handed to yourself. Playing 100% against the worst football team in the NFL. Y'all ready?
Preach.
Y'all earned the first overall pick. Y'all wasn't gifted it. Y'all wasn't handed it. Y'all earned it, because I thought it was going to be a game like the Titans, where it was going to be, like you said, kind of bad football from both sides.
Right.
We kind of took the advantage in that game against the Titans. I thought it was going to be some sort of that. I had a low scoring, 14-10 loss that I thought it was going to be an ugly, ugly game. But no, the Raiders, I tell people, the Raiders don't need a tank. The Raiders are just a bad football team. They will find ways to lose.
That bad.
Geno Smith, who are you throwing it to? I mean, hey, keep doing what you're doing, brother. But my gosh, you're throwing it right to the defender. You're throwing it to anything else other than a black jersey. 17 INTs on the season. I've seen bad quarterbacks play for our Raiders. Bro, Geno is up, and he's only played for one season. He's up there of being one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen play in a Raiders uniform. And hey, is Tom McMahon back? Like,
you know, right?
Like, because that whole bro. Hey, Will, you said in the pregame you could have ran through that. I think any of us could have ran through that. Like, did the Raiders kicking unit go to the sideline? Like, because bro, all I seen was Carlson out there. Like, I can get him. Like, hey, Carlson, bro, don't pull a hammy now. This game got ugly. Like, I think the kick return, Jay, is where this game swung. Like, the Giants away, like the momentum was all on the Giants. The Raiders were not going to come back into this game. I would have been surprised if they did, but it got right when that kick return for a touchdown happened for the Giants. That game was over, and it got ugly real quick with Geno capping it off with another INT later in the game, and the Giants scoring another touchdown later in the game. It got ugly, and Giants fans are once again, like every opposing fan base, they're partying up on the Strip while Raider fans are just drinking their hopes away on the Strip. So it was an ugly game. Very, very ugly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. 100%. Will, what are your thoughts on
Hablamos verga, bro. That's what my thoughts are. I already told you. Oh, we suck.
Let everybody know.
This is the worst part, all right? I told y'all in the pre-show. I'm over here talking with Primo. Primo's like, bro, hey, these guys are giving maximum effort. Bro, if this is maximum effort from this team, we just suck. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, bro, I'm going to tell it like this, right? We didn't run the football. Pete Carroll is lost in the sauce. Like, bro, he's over there looking for some neuro gum or something to get his fucking Alzheimer's back. Because I'm telling you, bro, we look lost. Guys are running wide open. Yeah. Wide open. People are not like literally Ashton Genty, 16 carries, 60 yards. Pathetic. No accountability. Geno Smith, bro, is looking to the right and throws it in the middle of the field. Not even checking, like, he's not going through his progressions, bro. He's trying to, like, look at or imagine people open. I'm like, and then when you see guys wide open, he hesitates, steps up in the pocket, and then double pumps it. Bro, we're fucking pathetic. And at every single stage, I'll be like, Primo just said it. Bro, this guy gets a kickoff return after we just struggled to score a fucking touchdown.
Oh, yeah. They're like, hold my beer. They're like, hold on, wait a minute, hold my beer. And they just fucking ran. I was laughing the whole time. When they were running it back, I'm like, wow, bro. They just literally were like, oh, okay. You guys trying to get cute, huh? All right, here.
I started laughing when I seen the hole. Like, that big of a hole. It was crazy. Go ahead, Will. Continue the thought, man.
I'm going to finish it like this. Max Crosby is sitting at home watching this. Sitting at home. He didn't show up to the game. He didn't go there and was supporting his team, right? Because he got sent home. And you're watching this from your house. Tell me, bro. Tell me you want to play for this team. Tell me you want to play for this coach. Tell me all those guys that you lined up with every single week you're looking at and saying, oh, yeah, that's a bad motherfucker. Oh, I want to line up with that. Bro, very little effort across the board. I'd be like, yeah, I saw Michael Mayer making some moves. Hey, I saw little things like that. But again, incomplete. And against the fucking Giants. Bro, we're not talking about the Philadelphia Eagles.
New York
we are talking about the Giants.
Guys, they're better than what they appear on paper, bro. I already knew
Of course, because they played the Raiders. Because they played us, and everyone when they play us look like a Super Bowl contender.
I gotta come back at you with that. No, they have a young core, and this is what the Raiders struggle with. They want to go get veterans, expecting to change this shit around through veterans. No, let me take you guys back to 2014 draft. We draft Khalil Mack, we draft Derek Carr. Derek came in with nothing, not a number one receiver. He had Rod Streeter as his number one receiver. He had probably the worst O-line, better than what most rookie quarterbacks come into. I will say that, but he also had a terrible run game that ranked 32nd, dead last during that season. They finished 3-13, but what did Derek Carr give us? He gave us hope, and that is what Jackson Dart is giving the Giants. He's giving Giants fans hope for the future. Cam Scatterboot, Malik Neighbors, Jackson Dart. They got three foundational players on that offense. They got Abdul Carter and Dexter Lawrence on that defensive side of the football. They got core players, foundational players that they can build around. And this is where
Give this man an applause right now. Give this man an applause right now. Because that is 100% factual. We're sitting here.
That's where the Raiders
got shit.
I'm just saying.
We got 34-year-old Geno Smith, 39-year-old now, because the motherfucker looks running scared, looking like fucking dirty rascals.
Looks 49, bro. Yeah, for sure.
He looks like a mad scientist. He takes off his helmet, and I'm like, yo, bro, the Raiders done fuck Geno up.
Yeah, like, I'll get back. What the fuck am I gonna bring my hair for, bro? For this shit? Yeah, I think so. We're gonna go ahead and get into the box score in just a bit. You already know. Before I do, I'm gonna go ahead and acknowledge chat. Real quick, Will, your mic was popping a little bit. I don't know if you want to go ahead and adjust it while you were talking. But in the meanwhile, before I get into the box score, you already know I gotta go ahead and acknowledge chat. Again, appreciate everyone pulling up and rocking with us on this post-game reaction show. Real quick, shout out to my guy, Robert Pena in the building. He's just draft baby already, man. The retired peak. You already know. Shout out to Armando Guzman in the building. Salute, brother. Appreciate you pulling up. Christopher Raiders in the building. Salute, my guy. What it do? Troy Gill in the building. He's like, what up, Jay? And if one first round, we will trade that pick for more. So Mendoza is not coming because old man Pete is not leaving. We're going to talk about that in just a bit. Shout out to Big Luck in the building. He's like, Fernando. There you go. Salute. My guy, Rorschach Raider 2-4 in the building. One of my mods here, Just Raiders. Yo, what is good, my guy?
2-4.
Appreciate you pulling up. Yes, sir. The Mokes in the building. Salute, brother. Salute. Thanks for pulling up. G-Fam, my boy G-Fam in the building. One of the mods and one of my members here at Just Raiders. Salute, brother. Appreciate you tapping in. Right away in the building. Salute, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up. Our boy, 401 Raider Jeff. He's like, we are an awesome team. And it was a great game. I love it, bro. I love it. Oh, man. That was a great game, bro.
It was a great game. Depending on how you
go. There you go. Salute to everybody else also watching on X. If you guys haven't done so, hit that link, come over to YouTube, be a part of that chat, hit that subscribe, hit that like button on your boy. All right. So let's go ahead and get into the box score. We're going to go ahead and dissect everything that we just saw go down. All right. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and start with the team stats. Total yards, Giants 343 to 231. Passing was 188 to 168. And again, difference maker, the rushing. Giants putting up 150 plus yards on the ground, only 63 on the ground for us. Yards per play, 5.4 to 4.3. Giants, 22 first downs, and you saw that throughout the game for sure. 14 for the Raiders. Third down efficiency, they were better, obviously, on third down, 6 out of 13. 3 of 13 for us. Fourth down efficiency, we took a lot of fourth down gambles, 4 out of 5. They were just 1 for 1. Total plays 63 to 54. Again, the difference maker here, 2 sacks given up by the Giants, and Gino with cutting sack 4 times in this game. Penalties 8 for 58, and then 5 for 41. 2 picks thrown by Gino in the game. Time possession was actually this time a little bit more of the same. Tackles were about 35 apiece. Field goals. Giants were 2 for 2. Raiders 1 for 1. Red zone attempts. Giants were able to go ahead and really operate in that red zone. 3 out of 5, 1 for 2 for the Raiders. Let's go ahead and turn over to the player side of it. Geno Smith, 20 out of 28, 176 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. That I think probably those were where you could say the difference makers. Kenny Pickett, 2 for 2, 16 yards, getting a sack at the end. Rushing, it was the Ashton Jeanty show. He was more quiet this game. 16 carries for 60 yards, 3.8 per clip. Looks like probably that mid fourth quarter he was shut down. I didn't see him anymore after that. Zamir White, 1 carry, 2 yards. Gino, 1 carry. Trey had 2 carries, no positive yardage. Same for Pickett. Receiving, Michael Mayer leading the way with no Brock Bowers. Bowers done for the season, 9 receptions, 89 yards. No touchdowns. He had 10 targets for today. Trey Tucker, 5 receptions, 49 yards, 6 targets for today. Shedrick Jackson, I'm glad we got to see him out there. 2 receptions for 20 yards. He had 3 targets. Jeanty had 2 receptions, 13 yards, 2 targets. Dante Thornton back in the lineup, 2 receptions, 12 yards, 4 targets. Tyler Lockett, 2 receptions, 9 yards, and then 3 targets. Defense on the other side of the ball, Lonnie Johnson leading the way with tackles, 4 tackles, 3 assists. Devin White, 4 tackles, 4 assists. Grady Vance, 4 tackles. Landon Roberts, 4 tackles, 2 assists. Tristan McCullum, 3 tackles. Tonka Hemingway, 2 tackles. Paul Mao, 2 tackles, 1 assist. Tyree, 2 tackles, 3 assists. And then you got Tonka with that sack. I missed that sack, but he had a sack in the game. Eric Stokes, 2 tackles. General Lualu, 2 tackles, 2 assists. Pegues, Darian Porter, 2 tackles, 1 assist apiece. Tommy Eichenberg, 1 of 1. Thomas Booker, 1 tackle, 2 assists. Same thing for Jamal Adams. Malcolm Kuntz, 1 tackle, 1 assist, and 1 sack. He was able to go ahead and get a sack for the game. And then Adam Butler, 1 assist. And I think he got hurt at one point in the game, but I think he ended up being all right. He was able to go ahead and walk off his own power. But statistically, there wasn't much production. What are you guys' thoughts with these numbers and what you guys saw? I mean, again, sometimes these numbers, they're higher what it seems. Sometimes by looking at this, you think like, hey, it was a more competitive game.
We fucking suck, bro. We fucking suck. I hate to say.
Oh, hold on, bro. Hold on. Oh,
no, we suck again.
Yeah, bro. That's exactly what I was gonna tell you. Because pinche garrote seco, bro. I cannot even tell you guys in how many languages we just suck. Bro, you read out that stat. We were led in tackles by a secondary player. Who
broke his leg earlier in the season. Who broke his leg?
Yeah. And that dude has been ate up all fucking year long. And I'm sitting here, you're reading those stats, and it just showed how pathetic and how lethargic this team is at every fucking position. Like 60 yards by Ashton Jeanty should not be acceptable to the offensive line. The offensive line should be rolling in their
fucking graves or rolling in their fucking beds at night, fucking being sleepless, fucking thinking about shit like that. I mean, like at the end of the day, this team is so far gone. This is, and again, for us, we've already packed it up. This team is packed up.
Yep.
I'll be like, to say that this is maximum effort from these guys. I don't give a fuck who you are. You're either being coached like shit, your game planning is shit, and coaches haven't performed to any fucking ability, guys. Not one. Okay? I don't see anything that we can hang our hat on. We don't play good defense. We don't strike fear into the offense. Fucking our special teams fucking leaves holes bigger than the fucking Moses parting the Red Sea for fucking the Israelites coming back to fucking Israel. Fucking, we might as well part the ocean. I'd be like, we don't play any offense. Offense? What's that? I'd be like, bro, we literally throw the ball to the opposite team. We have expectations of Geno Smith throwing a pick six every game.
That's true.
Literally.
That's true.
Every single game.
I don't even
like, I got friends, bro, that are Raiders fans that bet, and they bet every single game that Geno Smith will throw an interception and get paid out. Hey, this is how pathetic this shit is right now.
Get your parlay.
And for you to, and for you to tell me, okay, and people to fucking jump up there, he looks like a retarded monkey after the fucking press. I've stopped listening so much because all he does is lie, lie, and lie. You're not giving this. You know what? One day, I just hope he comes out and says, you know what? I did a bad job coaching. This was a shit job done by me. I didn't prepare this team. My coaching staff didn't prepare this team. I fucked up. This is a product of what I put out.
No.
This is what he's putting out, guys.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, bro, after 14, 15, 16 games, whatever the fuck we're at now, because it feels like we're at 1,000. I feel like I just been taking belt to ass every single game this week.
Yeah, you gotta take your weekly ass whipping, bro. That's kind of how it goes.
Literally. And then we come on these, and then, hey, what do we get told? I hope Raider Nation shows up so they can really get this belt to ass in person and really get behind these teams getting fucking whooped. Bro, I don't care. Fuck Pete Carroll. You don't want to, he wouldn't pay to come watch this. So at the end of the day, what we need to say is, okay, this team is a total wash for this year. If Pete Carroll comes back next year, guys, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, but we got to move back in the draft. We don't need the number one pick with Pete Carroll.
Oh, yeah.
If Pete Carroll is here and you get a Mendoza or a Moore,
you're not gonna.
Oh, we're gonna have Jamarcus Russell 2.0 with Pete Carroll at the helm.
Yes.
Hey, he said it himself. I'm not a developer. I'm not here to develop players. So at the end of the day, man, and I see it at every turn. So I'm concerned. I mean, like, we suck, bro. I just gotta say it, bro. Yeah, we freaking hey, every team should line up against us to change their season and get their freaking fans hyped up. Because after you play us, ticket sales will go up because you're gonna whoop the shit out of our team. Kansas City's gonna end up on a high note.
We should be the fluffer to those teams that are getting ready to go to the playoffs, bro. You know,
that's exactly what we are,
ready, bro. We get you ready to perform.
We're the fluffers of the NFL. We get you primed up to play the next week.
They're gonna send. Hey, they're gonna send the Raiders to practice. They're gonna send the Raiders to New England to get New England ready while they're on a bye.
Yeah. They're like, hold on, bro. Yeah. Where they going? I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Practice. We're gonna do another joint practice.
Yeah. They're gonna handle some stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's sad.
man. It is sad. But I guess I don't know. You could look at it different ways. It kind of add insult to injury. There was some injuries in this game, and I want to go ahead and pull this
No
up.
pun
real quick.
intended.
No pun intended. This just came out from Ian Rappaport just right before we came out, before we started the show. And I wanted to go ahead and put that up. Ian Rappaport reporting Geno Smith did
Thank
get
you,
injured
Jesus.
towards the end of the game, and he did indicate in the presser he did that he says Raiders coach Pete Carroll said Geno Smith has a high ankle sprain, indicating he will not make his last start. So Raiders will not have Geno Smith going into the last game of the year versus the Chiefs to go ahead and cap off this
weird
horrendous season. But you already know, and I'm gonna say, and obviously I'm gonna say this: you're gonna have people now like, oh, Geno's not playing. Oh man, we're gonna go ahead and Ken Pickett's gonna go ahead and win now. He's gonna fuck this shit up for us now. I'm already waiting for those to start dropping.
We're not gonna win.
But fear not. If you guys, I don't know what else the Raiders can do to convince those who think that this team is better than what they is. We just got whooped 34-10 by, a team that was leading the number one overall pick the majority of the season, who looked terrible throughout the season.
The Giants thought they needed it.
Yes. And so this wasn't an indicator to you guys that we're just that bad and we're not going to win any more games. This, I don't know what reality, I don't even think Aiden Connell could come in and even win us a game. We're just that bad, bro. We're just that bad. We can't do anything offensively. We can't do anything defensively. It's just that bad. But
we best not fuck around and find out, though. We best not fuck around and find out, because I'm telling you right now, we go to Kansas City. You lined up that bad, he might win you one.
This game, this everybody was saying the same thing for this game, and here we are. We just got blown out by the Giants. So I am not concerned. I am not afraid for next week while we wrap up this just straight dog shit of a season. I can't wait to officially put a cap in it. Then we can go ahead and just walk off into the off season, enjoy Cancun, enjoy wherever you guys gonna be at for the off season.
Once again, enjoy watching playoff games instead of
watching playoff games. Exactly, get those bets ready. But Geno Smith is not going to be part of that last game going into versus the Chiefs. Still in Vegas, 2 back-to-back home games to go ahead and wrap up the season. Let's go ahead and get into this part. I know everybody's been waiting to go ahead and talk about this. Let's go ahead and just get into this, making it official. Raiders, again, now have the number 1 overall pick by losing to the Giants.
Want to talk about
it. The number 1 pick.
Hayden will love it. We got the number 1
love
pick.
It.
So that's where we at. Let me go ahead.
Hey, we're rooting for first overall pick securation instead of a playoff spot. Let's go. The life of a Raiders fan. We're happy.
Take it down. We got to take it down.
We're number 1 at something. We
have
the number 1 overall pick, and this is the shit. And it was funny. I laughed, but I was also mad when the commentator said this is the second time that the Raiders would have their overall pick. Last time being, Jamarcus Russell. Like, do you want to get Raider Nation mad at you? Do you want to get them pissed off?
Yeah, bro, Kevin Harlan is my guy, bro. Like, I love hearing him call NBA playoff games, March Madness. I'm like, come on, Kevin, bro. You ain't got to be throwing that out there. Like, come on.
That's right. We're getting Bo Callahan. Damn it.
Bro. Will is out of it.
Bro, freaking
this is I hate. You
Hey,
know
no,
what,
hey,
guys?
Will, look at the streak.
Bullshit.
Hey, forget us holding the first overall pick. Look at the streak we're on. We lost 10 straight.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
this is the
I froze a bit. I froze. My bad. I froze. Shout out to Gravy. My guy Gravy. He says Caleb Downs is my pick. Salute, fellas. Hey, appreciate you pulling up. Salute, my guy. Hey, man, thanks for rocking with us, man. But yeah, how does everybody feel? I put up a poll on each of my streams. I asked everybody, how do you guys feel about the Raiders having the number one pick? Yes, I'm excited. No, I hate tanking. Should have won. Currently on the regular horizontal stream, it's 100%. 8 votes casted in. Vertical. 83% say they're excited. 17% say no, I hate tanking. Should have won. With 18 votes casted on that poll. So if you guys haven't done so, go ahead and head on over to the polls, cast your vote. Let your voice be heard. And if you guys are on X, you guys got to head on over to YouTube to be a part of that poll. So hit that link. It's in the chat. Come on over to YouTube and be a part of that poll. But all right, we didn't think this was going to happen. It hasn't happened in a long time, right? Almost 20 years. Now I think it was like 20 years ago that we had the last time we had the number one overall pick. This would be the second time in franchise history we would have the second the first.
Hey, we're terrible,
pick.
but when we ain't that terrible, hey, we got to take the positives.
Take the positives.
Holding the first overall pick. Wow. Okay.
Fuck, bro, I can't even be positive about this. I already told you in the pre-show, bro. I got jerseys that my dogs now wipe the booties on with our first round draft pick names on there, bro. You got David Arnett, you got Cleve Farrell, you got Abrams, you got freaking Jamarcus Russell, we got Darius Hayward Bay. I'll be like, we can keep lining these names up, bro. And I'm telling you, brings me no happiness at all. The reason is because we're so bad at drafting. And then Spytech hasn't shown me any different.
Yeah.
I mean, like literally. And then we don't have the coaching staff to develop them. I mean, like, and I told you, Primo, I love the idea of grabbing a quarterback and having like that, pieces around him.
Yeah.
Bro, we draft a quarterback right now. That kid is going to be fried chicken. I'll be like, hey, I'm going to tell you right now, every defensive line, barbecue chicken, baby. Because with that offensive line, we are terrible. And yes, I get it. We can make upgrades to the offensive line and all this. But guys, we're looking so far into the future, right? We still haven't hit free agency. What are we going to do then?
Yeah.
If we don't address a lot of this stuff in free agency, and tell me what player is going to want to come here, bro? What player is lining up to say, oh, I want to be a Raider? Fuck, I want to be on the suckiest team in the league. Every fucking year, I want to be a loser. No, bro. Tell me what we're going to sell. Who's going to coach me? Brendan Carroll? Woo! Brendan Carroll, my fucking offensive line coach? Fuck, I might as well go sign up for freaking sell hamburgers at McDonald's because that's where I'm going to be after a couple of years. I'll be like, look at Dylan Forsythe and DJ Glaze. I'll be like, they're handing out sacks like fucking kids hand out freaking Scooby snacks. I'll be like, at the end of the day, bro, it is what it is. I'll be like, we have a lot to work on. And for us to say that what if the number one pick is going to solve all this? No, man. I mean, like, I already said it. I'll be like, and then Pete Carroll being here, that scares me to death, homie.
Yeah.
I'll be like, what are we going to do then? And people are saying, oh, Pete Carroll is not going to be here. How do you know that? I'm like, are you in that room? Are you talking with Mark? Are you being Mark's go-to guy? Unless you're right there, then shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, we don't know that, you know? I'll be like, hey, whatever they decide, it's going to be huge. It's going to have huge magnitude. Because if they decide to keep Pete,
that means Geno Smith's going to be your quarterback next year.
Yep.
Now, do they decide to draft one? I don't know. But there's so many things at play right now that it all hinges on if the old fart decides to step away or what happens. And this is why I'm so pissed off, man. Oh, it says upgrade. I can barely hear you now. All right, hold on. I'm like, I told him to turn it down.
Go ahead and fix your mic. Don't worry, we'll get back to you.
All right.
Let's get into that talk. Let's get into the draft talk, right? So, I mean, there's a lot of variables that we have to go ahead and consider. We still have one more game to go ahead and finish this ordeal and wrap up the season. And Black Monday is really going to be that Black Monday week is going to be all eyes on the Raiders, on their future plans, on what they're going to go ahead and do with this coaching staff, right? We've heard rumors that Pete's going to be on his way out, right? Looks like they're going to go ahead and kind of clean sweep the coaching staff. We're hearing rumblings that he's going to given another year to go ahead and operate, right? So whatever way it's going to go ahead and turn, right? And I have my opinions. I don't think Pete should get another year, but if they decide to go ahead and go the other way, that changes the outcome on what we're going to do with this number one pick. To Will's point, that is partly true. Like, there's no real coaching staff to go ahead and really cater and groom and develop a young quarterback, whether it's Mendoza, whoever you guys are going, whoever is your favorite. There's no real infrastructure to go ahead and do that. My thing was bring in Chip Kelly. That was probably the direction that we're going to go. It probably would have made sense if we would have drafted a quarterback probably in the first round or early in the first 3 rounds. That kind of would have made more sense. But Chip Kelly's gone. We know that experiment didn't work. So whoever's going to go ahead and come in has to go ahead and keep that in mind. But if it's Pete's here, quarterback might not be on the docket. It might not be what they're going to go ahead and go after. They might trade back, get more picks, and get a guy later on in the first, probably in the second round, third round, whoever that could be. Or they might go ahead and draft another guy in the 6th round again. Who knows, right? Nobody really knows 100%. It's really what they're really trying to think, what they're really thinking of in that front office, right?
Yeah.
With Mark and everybody else.
Yeah.
So, it's really about how we really got to really see, again, go through this. I can't believe we have to go through this shit again. But we already know, like, okay, we have to get through this last game. Then we'll know the following week what's going to happen with Pete.
We'll know if Pete. That Black Monday, we'll know if Pete's here or not.
Yeah, and if it's a total rebuild, who's going to go? Who's going to be the candidates? And who's going to be, who's going to really do the hiring process for that? It should definitely be Spy Tech. If it's not Spy Tech, I don't know why we have that motherfucker here, right? I guess you got to have a GM, but whatever. He should really do that hire if you're going to go ahead and bring in somebody to go ahead and really coach this team. And if Pete's still here, you got to go ahead and let Pete get his guy that he wants to go ahead and be his offensive coordinator, right? So there's a lot of things that could happen. There's a lot of things that we kind of have to, go step by step. But let me get Primo's thought on this.
Here's when it comes to the draft talk, and we'll hit it kind of on the button. It all depends what we do leading up to the draft. Is Pete here or not? Is it a different coaching staff? How do we address free agency? Do we go and attack Tyler Linderbaum? Does Tyler Linderbaum even become a free agent? Do the Ravens franchise tag him? There's a lot of moving parts that, yes, I even talked about. It will look nice, but yes, the reality is that that's all smoke and mirrors until it actually happens, because I've thought about that. I'm like, yeah, go sign Tyler Linderbaum. Well, what is plan B? Because what if Linderbaum goes back to Baltimore? Well, your plan B is move JPJ back to center because you already have a center in the building. But that's if, for whatever reason, if Pete is here or the next coaching staff wants to keep JPJ at guard, you got Linderbaum out there at center. But again, if that doesn't happen, the coaching staff, the front office, Spytek needs to hang his nuts and continue to say JPJ at center. Because that's the thing about this offensive line. We talk about you could bring in any quarterback in and this offensive line will crumble and basically get that quarterback hurt. I agree to an extent. This offensive line didn't look this bad until the Carroll family came and got their hands on this offensive line. All the shuffling from training camp. Why put Meredith at center? Why put JPJ at guard? Why put Stone Forsythe over a third-round pick that you drafted in Charles Grant? Why not put Caleb Rogers out there when you're having guards that are struggling in Dylan Parham? Like, there's a lot of moving parts on that offensive line that literally all you got to do is reshuffle this thing back, put JPJ at center. If you want to maybe bring Meredith back, I don't think he's a starting guard. He's a good depth piece at guard, but heck, I would even put Caleb Rogers out there as a starting guard. You drafted him for a reason. We got to see what these draft to Will's point. You could blame Spytek for a draft that does not look well on paper, but to his defense, Pete Carroll has not played a lot of these young guys where now Besh is finally getting burned. And Besh is averaging 10 yards a catch. Caleb Rogers looking pretty well for being a third-round rookie. Charles Grant, we have not really seen enough out of him. Tonka Hemingway, we finally are seeing a lot of burn out of JJ Pegues finally is getting some snaps in. Ashton Genty, we could all agree he has not been utilized enough in the running game. This draft class, I wonder how it would look if all his pieces got the actual reps that they deserved at the round that they were picked. Jack Besh, you picked him in the second round. Why is a fourth-round Dante Thorne Jr. starting over Jack Besh? Like, that's what I need. I need stuff like that from Pete Carroll that the media does ask him about. Instead, he wants to be nonchalant or he wants to have an attitude with media members as if my way is right, your way is wrong. Why are you guys questioning the way I think? And that is why I believe Pete should be gone. But again, Will, your point, that doesn't mean he's gone. There's a long laundry list why Pete should be gone. There's a laundry list why Brennan Carroll should be gone, why Patrick Graham should be gone. Hell, we already ran Chip Kelly out of Las Vegas. But that doesn't mean that they are going to be gone. They are here until further notice, until we get those breaking news that, hey, the Raiders have fired Pete Carroll, which they will not fire him. I think Pete will resign out of respect. But until that happens, Pete is still going to be here. And I like how Will's saying you got to think into this offseason. You have to address this offseason, assuming Pete Carroll's going to be the head coach going forward. Meaning, like you said, Will, Mendoza is not on our board if Pete is coming back. He's just not. Moore is not on our board. Getting a quarterback is not on our board. And Jay, I love that you brought it up. You think bringing in Chip Kelly, you go address the quarterback the right way.
Right. Yeah.
I'll take this back. With Josh McDaniels, when he released DC, that's what I was thinking. You release DC in hopes you're going to go address the quarterback in the first round. No. Again, we go get bridge quarterback. This is why I'm for going to get Mendoza, is because I'm tired of the bridge quarterback. I'm tired of putting Band-Aids on shit and it's still being shit. Like, I'm tired of that. If we're going to lose, y'all, I'm losing with rookies. Okay? I'm losing with rookies because just then, look at what the Giants, like I said, with the Giants, they got Jackson Dart to build hope off of, Cam Scatterboo. They have a ton of young players. On top of that, if they don't get the first overall pick, at least they may have the second overall pick. They could trade back, gain more draft capital, and even build a team stronger around Jackson Dart. Now, can the Raiders do that? No, they cannot. Why? Because they don't got their quarterback. And besides not the quarterback, they don't got anything. They don't have offensive linemen. They don't got corners. They don't got linebackers. They don't got defensive help for Max Crosby. And then we got to talk about, is Max Crosby going to be a Raider in the future? Now, I think he is, but I know people love to bring up the trade talk with Max. But Max is going to be here until he himself says, I want out. I already talked about that in the previous show. The day Max gets traded is Max goes up to Spytek or whoever's GM is like, bro, get me the F out of here. I can't do it no more. I can't do it no more. And I would not even be upset with Max because if all those people that want to trade back and not address the quarterback position, I got to ask you guys this. Can you guys deal with another losing season in 2026? I say that because
don't worry, 2027 is going to be better, bro.
Yeah, if you want a quarterback in 2027, you're going to have to lose and have another shit season like this one in 2026. Nation, can y'all do that? Can y'all stand another 2-15 season?
Hold on.
I can't.
Hold on, Primo, though. You said you have to go into a losing season. Here's the thing, though. If we do get this number 1 pick, right, and Pete Carroll's there, like I said, there's no fucking way I'm trying to draft a quarterback. I mean, if we do that, this house. But again, we're the Raiders, so we will do some shit that's probably outlandish. But I will put it like this: I would trade back, acquire more picks, draft offensive linemen, address the offensive linemen. If Pete Carroll was here, I'm firing the fuck out of his son. I'd be like, that's one thing that it can't be a thing where Pete Carroll stays and he gets to keep all the things that he wants. And then, this is because this is on him too. So at the end of the day, man, what I'm saying is I'm down with the idea of trying to get Mendoza. I'm down with the idea of trying to make this team better. But to say that a Mendoza, to say a young man like that is going to come in and change this organization and make it into a championship contender, hey, man, it's far from that.
I agree. And the thing is, if I draft Mendoza, and this is my thought process, I don't think the Raiders are going to do this because they're the Raiders. They're not going to do it. I wouldn't even start Mendoza. If I draft Mendoza, I'm not starting him. No matter what moves I make, even if I get a Linderbaum, no matter what the moves I make, I'm drafting Mendoza to take a seat and learn. And if that means Kenny Pickett, you got to start. Hey, you got to start. If Aiden O'Connell got to start, he has to start. The thing is, you guys, I can live with losing in 2026 if it means we got our quarterback, whether that's Mendoza or we're trying to get our quarterback in 2026. We're looking at Bo Nix fighting for the number 1 seed right now with Drake May, another young quarterback. Like we're watching. Like,
that's the proof all you need, bro. That's the proof that you need.
Young quarterbacks take over the league while we sign the Geno Smiths, the Jimmy Garoppolos, have Brian Hoyer starting for us at one point. Like I'm tired of these old, like us going to get old heads and then drafting mid rounds. I'm not saying Mendoza is your savior or even Dante Moore, but you need some answer, whether that's this quarterback class
at some
point, or next quarterback class. You need to draft a quarterback in the first round or at minimum second round. Like you can't be half-assing it to where, we didn't draft CJ Stroud because we couldn't trade up. We didn't draft Jaden Daniels because we couldn't trade up. No, now you got the number 1 overall pick.
Oh wait, we couldn't trade up, and we weren't ready. We didn't have the infrastructure type of shit. It's your job. You're the GM. You build that shit, motherfucker. Like that's what you were brought on for. Yep. And so like that is just a lame excuse from Telesco. And I never bought that.
Yeah. Because his draft, he had options. You could have traded up for Nix. It didn't have to be Jaden. You could have traded up for Nix. You could have traded up for JJ McCarthy, even though he doesn't look good right now. I'm just saying, at that time, you had the opportunity to go get a quarterback, and you didn't. And I know a lot of people say, well, what if they didn't like the quarterback? Well, how many drafts are you going to pass up on a quarterback before you like one? You're not going to know if you struck gold without actually putting that axe down into the ground. Like now I understand we got to build around our young quarterback. This is why I say you need to sit Mendoza. It's just tough because you're right. Well, there's more than a quarterback that this team needs, way more. And it's like with the first overall pick, what do? Do you trade back, gain more draft capital? You could do that. But then are you guaranteed a quarterback that you want in next year's draft, which you could then package those picks up and trade up in 2026? But I believe I seen a scenario out there. If we traded with the Jets, that we would get their 2 picks that they traded for this year in 2026. So essentially, I think we would have 2 2026 first round picks and 2 2027 first round picks. I don't quote me on that, but I think that's what it will look like.
Well, it's a sale. It's a sale at the end of the day. It all depends on what Spytech wants and how desperate the Jets are. And if the Jets are that desperate and they're willing to go ahead and give up those picks,
hey Shay, give me Garrett Wilson, bro. Hey Shay, give me Garrett Wilson with that. Give me a number 1 receiver.
They'll be like, no, fuck that. We don't want to do that. Like, we'll give you this and we'll give you that. And then at that point, it's on Spytech to be like yes or no. So it's all a sale. At the end of the day, you're trying to pitch these guys like you're doing a dance, right? And you're like, hey, this is. Let me hear your pitch. Let me tell you what we're really going to go ahead and ask for. And we're going to try to meet somewhere maybe in the middle, but I'm still going to go ahead and fleece you. If I feel that you're that desperate, we're going to fleece you. And that's the way it should be. You can't knock teams for doing it. My whole thing is this, and I want to go off and I want to follow up to what you said with the whole, wait for 27. That's the thing. We said that last year about let's wait for 26, so-and-so is going to come out. And yada yada, right? Archie Manning is going to stay in school. Drew Lar has regressed. He's not the same type of dude that he was a year prior. So this draft class is probably slightly worse than last year's. So what is looking like the trend is probably what is looking towards is that the quarterback draft class is not going to be a whole lot good. They can probably going to be slim pickings, and it'll probably take a few more years while you get, these quarterbacks to pop up, right? So most likely Mendoza is going to go ahead and declare. We don't know about Dante Moore. We know Pavia is going to declare. Ty Simpson is going to go ahead and declare. I'm not sure who else is out there. I think the guy from Mavia from USC, I think he's going to go ahead and stay another year. So there's certain dudes that are not going to go ahead and come out. But you don't know what they're going to go ahead and look like the following year. They can be worse. And prime example is Drew Lar. So my thing is this. If we have the number 1 pick, even though we need about 16 to 18 starters for this next coming season, you need to go out and get your guy. That's it. And you got to go ahead and build around him. You address the other positions through the draft and free agency. That's what other teams do. But this is the biggest kicker here. And I want to go ahead and let everybody know. The Eagles in that Super Bowl year, they spent a whole lot of money on that offensive line, and we spent a fraction of what they did, and this is the result that we got. So just remind everybody, if you want to go ahead and build a competitive team, you need to spend money on your offensive line. You need to go ahead and spend money the right way and get premier talent. You can't always try to, you can only get so far on those Ross pickups that you find hidden behind the rack and stuff and whatnot. You can only get so far, and that doesn't happen quite often. So that's the thing that we have to go ahead and remember. We can't always be bargain shopping all the time. We got to spend a little bit of money.
I agree.
Hey, so check this out, Primo. You said Bo Nix. You brought up all these young quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
What do they have that we don't have as well?
Play caller, offensive line,
fucking good coaching staff. Yep. Okay, and that Drake May, what did he do when he didn't have a good coaching staff?
Oh, he looked like he wasn't.
The other guy, he sucks.
Yeah,
we're like, oh, that guy's a scrub. That guy sucks. Oh, that guy was a bust pick. He's the worst quarterback ever, right?
Yeah.
So let's be real, man. What we need is a total overhaul with the same vision in the front lot or at the front office. We need a new coach. We need a new vision for this team.
Yes.
Because this old vision sucks. I mean, and at the end of the day, like you guys said, right? You got to bring in that new guy. You got to bring in somebody that's, for us, everybody keeps saying offensive because our offense sucks balls. We are fucking pathetic. We need to put points up on the board. Yeah. It's either that or you're going to have to bring on a coach that's strong enough that he brings those guys with his coaching staff. I don't want to hear about Pete Carroll and his cover 3 fucking 1985 defense, okay?
because he's been getting tore the fuck up all year long. I hope that he does the right thing and he steps away and he says, hey, you know what, man? This is a young man's game. I gave it my best, and me and my freaking sucky ass kids need to go suck somewhere else, you know,
Yeah.
and do
Well,
the
he
thing.
needs to go ahead and ride off in the sunset, bro.
Yeah.
He needs to
And
be like,
just
you know,
resign.
be ready for Canton. Like that's what he needs to go to USC, continue coaching his, you know, continue teaching his classes, because I think this game has kind of already passed him up. And
yeah.
like what I say all the time, the NFL evolves at a high rate. 1 year being away from the game, a lot of shit happens. If you're not in the know, you're not involved, you're gonna miss out on some shit. And I think that's kind of what's been happening, you know.
And that's
Yep.
gonna be
You
their
bring in the
most
young guy,
important.
right? So you're gonna bring in the young guy and you say, hey,
Yeah.
draft the guy that you want. And if
Yep.
we already talked about it, if you don't 100% believe in the guy, you better freaking pass on up, because hey, we've talked about it. In college, these kids have a great season. People hype them up. I'd be like, look at Diego Pavia. I didn't even know who the fuck he was.
Me either.
And then,
That's my guy, bro. That's my guy. Even if he talks some shit, I still
but I'd be like
him, bro.
I didn't know who he was before the season started. So now all of a sudden, people are like, oh, that guy's gonna be a great quarterback for the Raiders. And I see him in the Heisman room, and he looks like a midget.
Somebody was lying about their height, bro.
Yeah, right. Well, Bryce, yeah, and you have dudes like Bryce.
I don't see no 6 foot.
You got dude like Bryce Young, who's like fucking 5'10" too, dog. You know, so
again, and I mean, like, you're gonna put him behind the Raiders' offensive line at 5'10"? I'd be like,
hey,
bro.
Bryce Young is doing it, bro. There you go.
Hey, the thing
He's
is,
a short guy too, bro.
I'm going into the
short teams. Yeah. Yo, real quick.
Hey, Bryce Young, hey, he's like 5'5", bro. Bryce Young is like 5'5", but hey, he's fighting for a division title, so it's in the weakest division, but you know, it's still a division title.
Don't fucking meet it. But hey, shout out to my guy Spaceys with a $2 super chat. Appreciate you. Just lose to win, baby. You fucking goddamn right, dog.
Yeah.
And we got the number 1 overall pick currently. And we'll go ahead and get into the final game and all that in just a bit. But we're really hitting home with the draft
Chiefs
talk.
Look like the Super Bowl champs.
Hey, we just got done with Tank Bowl. You know, we got to talk about what the future lies. Literally, we're about to go ahead and find out within like a matter of weeks what's going to go ahead and really go down. You know, and we're talking about coaches. We're talking about, you know, offensive-minded coaches. There's some defensive-minded coaches that have also been thrown in the mix. You know, I have my guys that I want to see. You know, I like Michael LaFleur. That's probably my number 1 overall guy. I think he should go ahead and get a shot. He's very talented. He's really under Sean McVay. And Sean McVay really calls that offense. And so, but he's there learning. You know, he's a figurehead. He's there.
And it's like you said, he's in learning. The know. He's in the know with today's NFL and what works in today's NFL. Not like, you know, how Chip and Pete were out of the NFL. No. So
exactly,
I like Michael LaFleur. I like Michael.
Yeah, Michael LaFleur. I mean, you have guys like Joe Brady out of Buffalo. You know, I threw this name out there, Mike McCarthy. I would love to see the Raiders interview Mike McCarthy, not necessarily be the head coach, but I want to see what happens there. I think he would be a good guy to go ahead and interview, because, you know, some of the he did fairly well in Dallas. I think a lot of his shit was just with Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is not an easy guy to go ahead and work with.
Didn't he take Dallas to the playoffs his first year?
I think so, yeah.
His first
something like that. They were consistent, but they'll probably make it maybe second round, and then they would get fucking.
I mean, that's Dallas. That's not even Mike McCarthy. That's just Dallas. But
that's just Dallas.
I mean, you could say that's Mike McCarthy too. Because
we're not even at that point, bro. We're not even near there.
We'll take anything. We'll take it around defeat.
Hell yeah, bro! I'll take 1 and done for the next 2 years. You know, if that's what it takes. Better than fucking 2-15. You know, and that's kind of where we're at. So. This can go different directions. I think we should go towards an offensive-minded coach and let them go ahead and really build out their staff. This should be done. from anything we take away from this season, for one, we can't really get involved on the anything below head coach. We shouldn't really get involved in that hire system. It should really be the head coach to go ahead and make those hires, right?
Yeah.
The head GM needs to go ahead and hire his head coach, his candidates. You can have your wish list, but he should be heading those interviews. He should be the one deciding who's going to be the best fit, who's aligned with the vision. This is the thing. This is why I keep saying this every fucking show all season long. The vision has to be aligned. The vision is not aligned. And that's why I think Pete's not going to be here to go ahead and see this next draft through. I really don't, because I don't think his alignment is that way.
I mean, during the Pete and Spytek presser in the beginning when they first got hired, you can see clear cut there was a disconnect because Spytek's built him for the future. Pete's like, oh, I want to win now. Well, Spytek knew. I think Spytek knew coming in. This ain't a win now team, Pete. I don't know what you're gonna be doing, but this ain't a win now team. I'm trying to tell you. And
another guy,
Clint Kubiak. Yep, I like him. With Spytek, I think this offseason the pressure is on Spytek though. But I need it to be on him. What I mean by that, like you said, Jay, and I think Will, you could probably agree to this. Mark Davis needs to give all keys to the GM. Stop letting the head coach have a word in personnel decisions on, hey, I want Geno Smith to be my guy. Can you go send a 3rd round pick to Seattle for him? Can you go get go get Tyler Lockett because he's my guy? Go get Stone Forsythe because he's my guy. When clear cut, Stone Forsythe is the worst tackle in football. I don't know how he's on the
100%.
Like, he didn't even start the entire season. And yet he leads the team in sacks.
Still,
give it up. Like, you didn't even start for the Raiders the entire season, and you lead the team in sacks given up. How is that possible in Stone Forsythe? So, Mark Davis, what you're going to do is first you're going to go give Spytek the keys, and then second, you're going to take your little Golden Girls, go to the Bunny Ranch with Jimmy G, and stay the fuck away from the Raiders. Please, let Spytek be a GM. Let him go hire his head coach, and then let the head coach focus, like you said, Jay, focus on getting his coordinators and focus on the field result. We don't need no head coach getting involved with the front office. We did it with Gruden. We did it with Josh McDaniels. And it seems we're right back to it with Pete Carroll. That has never worked. I don't know why Mark Davis keeps giving all the power to the head coach. Give the power to the GM. Let him GM. Let the head coach coach. Simple as that.
Exactly. One thing is for sure, and just touching back to the having the number 1 draft. I think it's been evident for I don't know how long we need a quarterback. I think ever since even maybe like 2 or 3 years before Derek made his departure, we already were already knowing. And the fan base is already starting to get to that point that we need to move on from Derek Carr. The Derek Carr moving on talks were starting to happen. I remember just talking to other fans. I wasn't doing any content creation, just going on Twitter, on Instagram, just seeing some of that feed and hearing those talks. And we never addressed that at any point in the draft. And now we had to go through all these journeyman quarterback and trying to see if we could find one that's going to go ahead and make us good again, right? Yeah. Or, get us off this mediocre plateau.
Yeah.
We never did that. We regressed, and we were to a point where now we're back at getting the number 1 draft pick. A lot of people have the Jamarcus Russell, trauma. I do too. But I think
Raider PTSD is real, but we got to fight.
Raider PTSD is 100% real.
We got to fight it. Like, we got to fight it. It's because
How? People, I just listed. I get 5 first-round draft picks.
I got you, but this is the thing. Go ahead, Jay. You have a GM, a smart GM. We know that this guy knows what he's doing now because his draft picks are working out. We know that Jack Bash can fucking catch the ball. He can create separation. He can create big plays. Right? We know that Caleb Rogers is working out. Hold on. I'm not done yet. Hold on. Caleb Rogers came out once he got that opportunity, and fucking he looked pretty decent, bro. He looked pretty good. He needs work. He needs work. This is for sure. But this guy should have been in, months ago, weeks ago. And he got his opportunity late, but he got his opportunity. We don't know what Charles Grant, because we haven't seen Charles Grant. Tonka Hemingway is another one, and we're starting to see his production come about. So there's certain guys that we're asking for more burn, and they're starting to go ahead and fucking produce, right? The only one that really probably hasn't really panned out is Dante Thornton, and you can kind of say a little bit about Pegues, and that's really it. Dante Thornton hasn't. I think it was the expectation was too much, and I'll eat crow for that one. I thought he was going to be. I thought he had potential.
Not into that number one role, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe, but again, it's all depends on the coaching staff that you bring in here. Can they? Because I think let's sum it up with this: development. I think Will would agree on this. Development. Can the coaching staff that you bring in develop these players? And it's very evident. This is why I give Spytek the benefit of the doubt. It's very evident Pete couldn't do that. So the next coaching staff that comes in, can they do that? Well, I know you've been waiting, bro. Go ahead. I'm shut up. I'm gonna shut up real quick. Go ahead.
Go ahead, let him know.
All right, baby. I'm gonna tell you like this, yo. We cannot evaluate the draft that he's had, because again, we talked about it. The coaching staff hasn't even given these guys enough burn for us to really see the body of work of what they can do. Yes, Jack Besh has had some success, but to say that he can do all these things on a consistent basis, absolutely not, because we haven't done it. I'd be like, let's just be honest. I'd be like, we've seen glimpses of Ashton Jemke and what he can be, but have we seen any consistency? No, bro. It's like this team changes from week to week. There's no consistency. There's no development. So for me right now, Spytek still has to be proven as a GM. He still has to be proven with his players.
Well, he still has to.
I agree. I agree on that.
But going back to what we had years prior, bro. I mean, we just came off Tom Telesco, bro. Yes, he gave us Brock Bowers and he gave us JPJ, but Glaze hasn't passed. So 2 draft picks compared to what Spytek was able to go ahead and put together, right? And that's the thing. That is his fault and not his fault. So you can go ahead and give Cass partly to blame, because he didn't get the balls to go ahead and step in. Hey, you need to go ahead and play these fucking rookies, because we're at a point now we're not going to make the playoffs. We that got announced like late October, early November that we got eliminated. So at that point, you should be evaluating talent. They didn't get enough opportunities, and Jack Bash and Thornton and these guys are still not getting enough opportunities, despite them playing. So look at the targets that they're getting. That only goes to tell you the story. But there's something there, and that's what everybody was wanting to go ahead and see. Like, what did we have there? And a lot of things were proven right. There is something there with Caleb Rogers. There is something there with Jack Bash. There's something there with Ashton Jemke. You're right. We've seen flashes. It's inconsistent. It's a different team week to week, but there's something there. And so these picks are working out, bro. And that's the thing. I think with having him at the helm, whether Pete's here, if Pete's here, things are going to be different. If Pete's not here, I feel confident he's going to go ahead and be able to piece together a team and get the right pick to go ahead and lead us, back into at least being competitive, bro. That's what I want. I don't even want greatness at this point. Right now, get us competitive where we don't look like straight hot dog water, bro. Week in, week out, dog. You know what I mean?
But I think you're actually being very positive, Jay. I'm like, I feel like you're being very positive right now. And I'm like, hey, I'm a shit in your cereal.
You can shit in my cereal all you want. It's not gonna do anything. I'm gonna still tell you what I feel.
So here's my thing, right? Like, here's the thing. I hate the fact that we were saying, hey, we're looking at these guys and saying, Jack Bech, man, I hope that he really does pan out. I hope that we see a lot of things out of him. But for right now, bro, I'm not sold on him being in the second round is at that level, right? I love what we're doing with Carlos Rogers when he goes in there and he's doing his thing. I know he's not the best, but he's learning, he's improving, he's doing his thing, right? But is it because our offensive line is so freaking bad that we have a guy that was drafted in the third round that the coach said he wasn't even ready till week 15 or week 14 to come and play, and all of a sudden he's playing like our best guy? Huh?
I mean, what's that a testament to? Is that a testament to how bad the offensive line is, or your coaching staff can't develop players?
Exactly.
And that's why I go back to the coaching staff. I give Spytek, not excusing him. Again, he still has a lot to prove, but I give this year a pass because 100%. This coaching staff, you couldn't really evaluate his draft board
100%
because of the coaching staff. So I agree with you. Hey, I say Jack Bech. I bet he's still a wide receiver 2 in my eyes. Can he be that 1? Maybe, but I don't
think he was ever drafted to be 1. He was always drafted to be that Jacoby replacement. And that's why Jacoby's in Jacksonville and Bech is here. That's what it is. We still need a wide receiver 1. We still need to go ahead and address a lot of things. But I think given the opportunity, I think Spytek will go ahead and surprise us on the things that he's able to go ahead and do. Remember, he's still a young GM. He's not a rookie anymore. He's going into second. I think he's going to go into second season. We don't know, bro. Shit could be like all sideways in 2 weeks. It'd be like everybody got clipped. Everybody got clipped. Everybody got put in the street. Sorry, bro. Like we got to start this shit all over
100.
again. I don't fucking know. It could happen that way.
It could be like last year. He'll show up and he'll be doing an an interview, and 15 minutes later they're gonna be like, "Hey,
fire." Well, they did dirty.
Security's gonna walk yourself to the car, bro. I don't.
He just got done with the press conference, and the security's just waiting for him to come up the stage and like, "Hey, man, you need to pack your shit. Give us your badge."
Mr. Davis would like to see you in his office. So
hey, it happened to AP. It happened to AP.
It did. Damn dirty,
the next day.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I can see why you wouldn't be sold in, and that's fine. I don't expect you to be, but at the same time too, it's like there's some light on certain dudes that are here, and I hopefully if there's another regime that comes in, coaching regime, they realize what they actually have, and then they give opportunity to go ahead and nurture that. This team is, for one, whatever's going to pan out coaching wise next year. I'm gonna just tell you guys this: we're not going to be great next year either. We're going to be better than this, but we're still going to be middle of the road team. It's really until 27. I don't know about better, but
I don't even know about better anymore.
I think it can be better.
I said that last year.
2-15, dog. You're gonna win at least one more game.
No, we said that for a 4-13 game. Can't get any worse. Can't get any worse.
We said that after AP.
Worse. God damn it, bro. I'm gonna fucking.
But Jay, you're at.
I'm gonna run down the street naked, bro.
The thing about this,
I'm gonna run my backyard naked. There you go.
The thing about this draft class, and even next year's draft class, you guys, and I want to tell this in the nation, that by year 3, that's when they really got to hit their peak. We've seen it with. I always go back to that 2014, 2015, 2016 seasons. Yes, was it the only winning season and positivity I had in my lifetime? Yes, but it's because 2014 started with the draft. 2015, you added some building blocks to the offensive line. And to Jay and Will's point, 2016, we went all out on that offensive line. The most spent offensive line in 2016 belonged to the Oakland Raiders, because they had a young quarterback and Derek Carr that they had to protect. But again, you guys can do that if your quarterback's on a rookie deal. If you keep paying these guys $37, $45 million, I'd rather give the bag to Linderbaum than giving the bag to Geno. That's just me. I'd rather do that. I'd rather give the bag to offensive linemen than giving the bag to a quarterback who had probably 1 or 2 good seasons in Seattle. I don't even really want to call his second season decent. He led the league in interceptions and is leading the league in interceptions this season. But I agree with Will. The offensive line got to be addressed, and it got to be addressed aggressively. Spytech cannot go and sign the another Alice Kappa signing. We can't deal with that.
I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. You better sign those people because it's about as criminal as Primo wearing that Boston Celtics hat on an All Lakers podcast. All right.
Hey, I gotta wear a winner. I gotta wear a winner. I gotta wear a winner.
That bro keep trying to catch up.
Yeah.
I had to wear a winner, bro. I was like, you know what? That beanie wasn't doing it, so I'm like, you know what? Let me rock.
Yeah, he definitely wearing a wiener.
Even though we took an L today, we took an L today. But hey, we still winning. We still wiener. We still a wiener. Oh man, but yeah, hey, just with the draft talk, Will knows where I'm at. I'm drafting a quarterback. If it was up to me, I'm drafting a quarterback. But this is assuming, you guys, for me and Will, this is assuming Pete's not here.
Okay.
We addressed it we got some offensive line pieces in free agency. Like, let's say Linderbaum is, even if Linderbaum doesn't, you could possibly go look at the Colts right tackle. Brandon Smith, I think his name is. You could look at him possibly bringing him in. You can even move DJ Glaze to guard. Like, you can shuffling that Pete did. It's not working. You put JPJ at center. You could put Glaze at right guard, which he has some reps in. You could get Brandon Smith at right tackle. You could if you want to put Meredith at left guard, put him. But I think maybe you leave Parham there. Keep Colton at left tackle, or even in the draft, you go get another guard, or you put Caleb there. There's a lot of moving parts with that offensive line. But again, if I'm drafting Mendoza, I'm not starting him because I don't know what that offensive line is going to look like. Just because you make those additions and that shuffle doesn't mean your offensive line is going to be better. It could probably be worse. And I don't want to get, like, to your point, Will, I don't want to get Mendoza killed or his confidence shattered. Or if it's Dante Moore or whoever quarterback comes in, I don't want to give that young quarterback having to deal with the nation. Like, that's not fuck media. Fuck, bro. 100%. Dealing with Raider Nation. That's, I don't want to do that to them. So, and what were you asking? I'm sorry. Well, I didn't.
Do you keep Gino? Do you keep Gino then? I mean, like, who's your bridge? Who's your bridge? Do you bring in another bridge? Do you keep Gino? Do you keep Kenny?
I'm gonna put this up real quick for where we're talking about Gino, and going to what you said earlier, Primo's about paying Gino, right? So this is what his contract looks like. That's just left in 26. So he has 18 and a half coming to him in 26, plus another 8 guaranteed. So that gives you that 26 and a half. That's a drop in a bucket, bro. To be honest with you, like if you're looking at it from a salary cap standpoint, I mean, to us, it's a lot of fucking money, but on an average, this is not a lot, So he's probably getting paid like bottom of the barrel at this point at 26.
He's playing like bottom of the barrel.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm still cutting him only because he's here until 2027. There's no reason for him to be here in 2027 and paying him $29 million. Like, there's no reason.
You can cut him after. You can cut him after.
You can cut him. You can do a post June 1st designation cut, and you can just let them know, like, hey, you're done. You're good in March, and you can start looking for another team and just designate him post June.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of different ways you can go about it. I don't think. I think this is just not a good relationship. This is a toxic relationship on both ends. I think, Gino hates us. We hate Gino. I think the divorce just needs to happen now, and let's just go ahead and cut our losses, especially with the number 1 pick on whatever. Either they're going to go quarterback, which most likely I think they probably will go quarterback, but
who knows? Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? We don't know yet. But if
the thing is, you save 18, or no, you don't save it. If you cut him, he's due 18.5 million still of that 26 million. So I think you save about that 8 million guaranteed that he's due. which honestly,
right, it's on a third league day of 2026.
Yeah. So I think it's the same thing like when we brought Pete in. It's like there's no end game with Gino being here and paying him that much money. So you might as well just cut your losses. It didn't work out. And we already know that would tell me, I think it would tell the fan base, we know what direction we need to head into. We need to stop with these bridge quarterbacks and we need to go find our guy in the draft. Now, who's the bridge guy for 2026? Fuck it. If you got to sign Kenny Pickett back, put Pickett out there. Put Aiden O'Connell out there. The thing is, reason why I'm suggesting those two, one, they're already in the building, and two, they're cheap. You don't want to have to go out. I mean, you could also flirt with the idea of Malik Willis, possibly from Green Bay. Like, there's some other cheap quarterbacks out there to come in for as a bridge quarterback. But it also depends on who's the coaching staff and are they going quarterback in the draft too. That's another thing.
Well, you already got AOC still on the rookie deal. His rookie deal, he'll be on the last year of his rookie deal next year on 26. Pickett is going to be a free agent at the end of this year. So you can go out and re-sign Pickett if you like what you see in Pickett, but you can go out or get a different type of journeyman quarterback just to go ahead and be your bridge.
My thing is, I just want a bridge quarterback that's not going to be our answer, like our long-term answer. That's me.
So let me ask you this, Primo, and I'll ask you guys this quick question. If you guys have Bade, who's out of the U, right, the defensive end, rated higher on your board, you have the number 1 pick, and you think that he's a bigger generational talent than the quarterback that you have on the board, what do you do? Do you draft Bane and say, hey, this guy's going to be a generational talent, and this is why I'm looking at him? Or do you draft the quarterback even though he was rated lower on your board?
If I have a defensive player that's rated higher, I'm going defensive player. Here's the reason why. It's because can you look at because here's the thing. We have the first overall pick, right? You essentially have the first pick of the second round. Also, who's to say some of these quarterbacks don't drop? Like Ty Simpson doesn't drop out of the first round. We've seen it before where quarterbacks who were supposed to go in the first round, they drop into the second round. So you can possibly still get your quarterback in the second round. Again, not guaranteed, but the Raiders did it before where they chose defense over quarterback. They did it in 2014 with Khalil Mack when people were saying Khalil Mack was a generational type of pass rusher, type of linebacker. He could play linebacker, but he could also put his hand in the ground and rush the passer. If there's a defensive guy that's a generational defensive guy and you could give Max Crosby help, that's the key thing too when it comes to the defense side of the ball. I don't think we've seen the best out of Max, and it's because he has not had help on the other side. So imagine getting a generational type player on the opposite side of Max, and now you have one generational defender, and you're probably going to get the best you've ever seen out of Max Crosby. Better than we have, even though we've seen great things out of Max. I think you could see better out of him. So I would lean towards getting a defensive player, especially if they're a generational type and the number 1 on my board.
So you stay true to your board.
I would stay true to my board, especially if it's a defensive type player, because like we've said, we need holes at every single level. And I love Mendoza. And as much as I love Mendoza, it would be hard to pass on him, but it's like we've seen what happens when you pair up a young defensive player with a young quarterback. You can have 2 foundational pieces. We have Max, yes, but how long is Max going to be here and dealing with this bullshit of a defense? You don't know. We got to start addressing the elephant in the room of giving Max help on that defensive side of the football. When he's marching out there, time in and time out, still putting up the numbers, but not getting no help on the other side. Secondary, like we said earlier today, leaving guys wide open downfield. We got to start. It's just, I'm just lucky I'm not spy tech.
That was a coaching thing, though. That was a coaching thing. That was a coaching thing with them not addressing that secondary, because there was plenty of times, bro. I remember because I was doing the Good Morning Raiders shows with Rundown. Shout out to Rundown. And we were talking about that consistently, like getting a nickel, getting a safety, and like never was addressed. Getting a fucking linebacker, never addressed. Aside from Pratt, when Pratt became available, I was actually surprised at went out and got him. So a lot of that stuff also stem from like Pete Carroll, like he wanting his guys, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't fit the fucking 2015 mold, so they're not good. There's not guys that we want to bring in, though. Other guys in the league, Pratt went like quick to the Colts, like.
Bro, he had an interception today too.
Yeah, exactly. So shit like that. So a lot of it is also the coaching style, their idea, philosophy, and what they want to go ahead and bring into the building. My thing is this: we need a quarterback. We've been needing a quarterback. If we keep pushing this issue off, thinking like, okay, we'll go ahead and get like a second rate or a guy a little bit farther down the trough. We're never going to go ahead and address that issue. We have the number one pick. You should get the number one need, which is a quarterback. Quarterback changes the face of your franchise at times. It's just that important. You have to build around him. You got to build that offensive line. I 100%. I keep saying that every fucking year. And that's why I keep saying you need to spend money on this offensive line. Leonard Baum, hopefully, I hope to God that the Ravens fuck that up. Fuck that up and let him hit free agency like
if he's available.
Go get him.
Bro, they're gonna franchise tag him.
No, they would have done it already. They chose not to. That's why they're gonna try to figure
and
that part out.
Their contract talks are not good at all either. Like it's leaning to Leonard Baum testing free agency.
Yeah, they decided not to pick up that fifth year. That's why we're having this conversation with Leonard Baum. So I hope they fuck that up and he hits that. I'm like, bro, back up the Brinks truck, get that kid in here and lock him up for the next 3 to 4 years being our actual fucking center, a guy that's actually proven now. And then build from there. You can pick up a guy in the draft and then the rest in free agency. I think this free agency class for linemen is going to be better than previous years. So we'll see what happens there. But either way, you got to build. You got to build around your quarterback. You do. And you can go different ways. You can go sit him behind a journeyman, bridge quarterback, or you can do what fucking the Commanders did and just straight fucking play that dude. Same thing. Bears did that. Bears did that too. It's all also about pairing it with the right coach. So coaching,
that's what it's going to be.
All these three things are so important. It's going to be a very interesting offseason. Really quick, before I head it over to my guy, Will. Shout out to Steven with the $2 holla. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you for that super chat. Salute to you, man. Take it away, Will. I'm gonna be right back in just a second.
I want to answer your question real quick, though, Will.
Right.
Like, would I stick to my draft board? It's hard because the Raiders are in a position where because they haven't addressed, and this is what pisses me off, is because they haven't addressed the quarterback position the right way.
Yeah.
They're in a predicament where are they forced to take Mendoza because they need a quarterback, or do they that's where I'm at, where it's like, man, do we take Mendoza just because of the sake? But I don't want to do that. I don't want to just draft a quarterback for the sake of a need to draft a quarterback. I want to draft Mendoza because I like Mendoza. I think there's some upside to him. But there's also, like you said, there's other needs, offensive line, defense. Like, there's so many needs on this team and who's to say I will sit Mendoza, but who's to say that's not what the coaching staff is going to do that comes in here? We're throwing Mendoza right in the fire. And he's with a bad O-line. He has no wide receiver one. He has a terrible defense that is going to give up 30 points a game. I don't want to think like that, but it's like trial by fire then? I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Raiders are in a position where they can't miss out on a quarterback because at the same time, you're not guaranteed in 2027 NFL draft to go. Let's say you like one of those top quarterbacks coming on in 2027. Well, who's to say you're going to be in a position like you are now? And of course, guys, this is all speculation with the number one pick. Still not official. Anything could happen after next week. Raiders could fuck it up and beat the Chiefs. But having said that, we have the number one pick now. If we hold it, my thing is the Raiders will not be in a position to go get a quarterback like a Mendoza or a top quarterback if of their choosing in a future draft. And if they do, hey, more power to them. But you don't want to think like that, hey, we're going to be picking in the top 3 again in 2026. You want an improvement year. You don't want another 2-15 season, another 4-13 season. You want to see improvement. And I think it starts by going to get your quarterback. Can you address the trenches? You can. Will it be the way we want it? Probably not, but I expect improvement. If Linderbaum is out there, Spytech, if you let Linderbaum go to any other team, I am losing confidence in Spytech because I don't know how you lose the top-rated center and you don't go offer him a bag. And you pair him up with JPJ. And then the thing is, here's the thing, signing Linderbaum fixes sort of your problems on the offensive line. Reason being is because you already have a strong side of the line now. Because now you can put JPJ at left guard, Linderbaum at center, Colton Miller at left tackle. Your left side is the strong suit. Have Genty just run to the left side. Because I always say that. We talk about Mendoza or Dante Moore or Ty Simpson needing a line. Ashton Genty needs a fucking line. That's the biggest thing that we've seen this season. Ashton Genty needs a fucking line. You build a line not just for your young quarterback. Imagine what Ashton Genty can do with an offensive line. Not even a great offensive line. Just a decent, just a line that can get him to the second level. I think they can do it. But the Raider PTSD in me is saying expect the worst. Expect the Raiders to sign Pete Carroll back. We're not going to go get Linderbaum. And to that point, that's my thing. If Pete is back, you guys, Mendoza's off my board. Mendoza is off my board.
So there's so many things that you said right there, man. And there's so many pieces. No. And I mean, like, there's so many things and so many pieces that have to happen in order for your vision to come and actually really come to fruition, right?
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about drafting a young man at the quarterback position or drafting Bain. Bain, in my opinion, if you bring him from the U, he's going to be a more immediate impact player, right? He's going to give you that impact because his position is more like, hey, you can be an athletic freak and make it happen. Now, is he a totally different situation than Tyree Wilson? Absolutely, because he's not coming off injury, and this guy is an absolute gift, right? Now, if you have Mendoza and you draft Mendoza, you're basically saying we're looking in the offseason to draft a young, innovative coach that looks at Mendoza or whoever it is, that quarterback. I'm not just going to say Mendoza because, of course, but that's who everybody's enamored with, right?
Yeah.
Because he's the Heisman Trophy winner. He's 6'5". The kid throws a lot of pretty balls, right?
Or a number one quarterback prospect. I'll say that.
So you bring him in, right? You have to have so many other pieces that you have to have addressed. Spytech cannot address the offensive line, cannot get him a number one weapon.
Yeah, he can.
Can't get him a head or an offensive guy that's going to use him to the best of his abilities and really know how to use him. Because right now, what I'm looking at is a coaching staff that they grabbed a bunch of young men that they drafted them. They haven't been able to develop them. They're stuck to their ways. If they want to develop they want to have old players because they are supposedly going to make them win now. But with that happening, I'm going to tell you like this. You have to, whoever you bring in, okay, can't come in and guarantee wins. The first thing that Pete Carroll said is we're going to win and we're going to win a lot. And everybody ate that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was like, oh, we're going to start winning because Pete 100%. Carroll has been winning. Right? You got to come in and you got to keep it a buck. You got to come in and you got to say, hey, we are here. We are rebuilding this team. We are going to get better every single week. And you have to have a vision. And there has to be a straight cohesion vision of saying, hey, this is who we need to get. This is the way we're going to address it. And this is the way we're going to do this. At the end of the day, you can't have 15 leaders. They can't be Tom Brady, Mark Davis over here, and fucking Spytech over here. No, all those dudes have to sit in the same room and either, like I said, Tom Brady's either 100% in this, or 0. I don't want your 10% of your opinion on a fucking player unless you're sitting there telling me like I'm gonna back him up with my 10% shares of this company. Like that's how much I believe in him, and I'm putting myself 100% right behind this kid. Because at the end of the day, that's where we're lacking. Lacking leadership, we're lacking vision, we are lacking all that from the top. It's not from the players want it. You can see the frustration. I get Geno Smith is not having a great season, but tell me that he looks happy to be out there. Tell me that he looks happy to be throwing interception.
Nope.
No. Yeah, he's fucking frustrated. Everybody has hit the wall.
I think we're seeing the last of Geno, bro.
I agree with you. And we saw the last of him. But I can't say out there that this kid was going out there and saying, oh, you know what? I'm going to intentionally do this. No, that motherfucker wanted to win just as bad as everybody else. The thing was, it didn't pan out. We got bad coaching. We had bad game plans. And then we got BTA'd every single time. And when you have a bad offensive line, that's what you're going to get when you don't have a number one wide receiver. We talked about it at the beginning of the year. Oh, who's going to be our number one? Kobe Myers. Oh, who are we going to get over here to do this? Oh, well, we're fucking Alex Kappa. Bro, that was the big name we brought in on offensive line, Alex Kappa. So that's why I go to Spytech and I say, hey, you know what? Bro, you got a lot to fucking do this year. You got a lot to show.
Yeah, pressure on. Put that on Spytech, bro. 100%. You put a cap on Spytech because we could have gotten Mekhi Becton and we fucking whiffed on that, and he went to fucking San Diego, bro. And they're fucking,
and look what he's doing.
They're relishing that move, bro. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And then you brought Geno. I don't give a fuck that the coach says, hey, I want this guy. As the GM, you have the full ability to say, I am not going to pay this guy this amount of money to come in. He's not that valuable. I'm not looking what you're seeing. And if we're not seeing eye to eye, we're not going to bring in the guy. You know, and that's what it is. As the GM, you have to have the levels, bro. You have to have big.
That's what I say. You got to let those nuts hang, bro.
Yeah.
You have to have that. But wait, you have to have the testicle fortitude. This is a family show, bro. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you have to have the testicle fortitude.
The word of the day from Jay Raider.
Whatever you want to call it. Because at the end of the day, bro, the buck stops with you. And you can't sit there and be like, oh, it's the coach wanted this. No, you're the GM, bro. You hired that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So you're the one that's going to sit there and say, at the end of the day, I brought in these players. I brought in these coaches. And that's the product that we're putting out on the field because of what I brought in and what I did. So Spytech gets no pass from me.
Oh, I agree.
For me, the biggest disappointment was that Pete did not give these young guys the burn that they needed. And when he said, I am not here to develop players, bro, that immediately threw the red flag for me. I was like, where are all these Pro Bowlers that we
got the red flag too. Like, why'd y'all pair me up with him? Like, he's not going to develop my guys. And it makes and that's what we don't like seeing, Will, is these head coaches making these GMs look bad. You know, not giving Spytech a pass, but you give him the benefit of doubt because of how bad Pete and this coaching staff have looked. But it's like, again, is that going to be a downfall to Spytech? Is he going to be here next? I know there's reports saying that he is good to be here next year. Yeah, Tom Telesco was good to be here until he wasn't. So who knows? That's the thing. It's all in the unknown, and I just don't want Spytech to get the shit at end of the stick because Pete Carroll is still here, or whatever the case may be. But the pressure is definitely on Spytech. You can't just go in. You can't just go in. Like I was telling Will earlier when you left, Jay, that he can't go and make another cap move. He can't make another Kappa move.
No.
Like if Linderbaum is out, like if Linderbaum does test free agency, dude, you cannot let him go to any other team. You have all this money to spend. You better back up that Brinks truck and give that dude the bag.
I'll ask you guys this. If Colton Miller tries to come back next week, what do? Colton Miller. He is he might be back next week. I'm telling you, I do not allow that.
They should shut him down, bro. They should shut him down.
If we shut down Max, we have to shut Colton down, and we have to do the right thing for the organization.
Yeah, I don't even like him practicing right now, bro. Like that makes me nervous.
Keep Stone Foreskin out there. Okay,
Caleb, give Caleb a shot. Yeah, give Caleb some burn.
That's where I'm at with it. I want to see Caleb Grant. I want to see the young guys get out there. I'll be like, I don't. And again, nobody wants to see anybody get hurt. I feel bad that I said, like fucking Gina. Like, but the thing is, dude, I'll be like, he's just burnt so many bridges, and he's been it's been a
that
salty
penalty
relationship
was a
both
soft-ass
ways.
penalty too that they called for him. That penalty was a soft roughing the passer penalty or whatever they called it. Because I think that was a play he hurt his ankle too, supposedly.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I go like, hey man, we need to see the young guys get burned. We need to see what we have for next year. And what Pete Carroll is doing is hamstringing us until today. When I saw JJ Pegues making plays downfield, chasing down guys, because he's, he has that want, because he's getting the opportunity to show the tape. So now I think what we need to do is also as fans and podcasters is go back and reevaluate the tape and look at these young guys and see what we have. And then we can talk about it in a more educated way and say, hey, I saw this, I saw that, right? So that's where I think everything works out, because we can say, hey, we can see what the young guys did. We can see what we can do in the future, and we can see what holes we need to fill and what guys can actually move into different roles. That's the only positive thing I saw out of this game, was young guys giving effort. And even though they fucked up at 100 miles an hour, and that's all you can ask from the young guys.
Yeah, exactly.
They crave this opportunity. I've always told people this, whether they're third string, second string, fourth string, they made it to the NFL, and not a lot of people can say that. Not a lot of people say they played in an NFL game. So, that's why I give these young guys, all the shout outs and the praise, and just even though when they make mistakes, like you said, they're making mistakes at 100 miles per hour. Like, they're still giving their all out there. They're not quitting. And it's because who can say they played in the NFL? These are young guys fighting for their lives, essentially.
It's still a resume at the end of the day, and they have to go ahead and try to fight a team for next season, whether they're here or not. It's just exactly you putting out your resume out on the field. And so if you're not giving 100%, it's like good luck trying to find a job. You're probably going to be sitting on the couch majority of the next season. So that's what it is. Real quick though. Devin White, bro, for sure. Real quick, salute to everybody. We have almost 100 in the building. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe on this channel, and make sure you guys subscribe and hit the likes to all the channels you see up here. My guy Raider Primos to my left, and then Raider Real Silver and Black Radio Podcast to my right. Appreciate you guys. Salute to everybody who's rocking with us on this post-game show. We got the number one pick. There you go. We're talking about it. We're discussing everything that you guys already know. You've been in other shows. Everybody's talking about it. So we're doing the same damn thing. We're talking about that draft talk. We're gonna go ahead and we've talked about the future. We talked about what could happen. Obviously there's a lot of positions that need to go ahead and be addressed. I'm going to go ahead and talk about, we talked about free agency a little bit, but let me go ahead and pull this up, and I'm going to go into the final game and go ahead and start wrapping up in a little while. So make sure you guys go ahead and get your comments or questions in. To my guys, to the panel here, let us know your thoughts. Let us know if you have any questions. Put it in the chat. Let your voices be heard. All right. So we're talking about the offensive line. This is currently the free agency list of free agents for offensive linemen for next year, as of right now. So you have Brady, and I'm going to sign off maybe up until our guy that we're just.
Hey, we're still seeing. I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see it. I see the salary cap. I see.
I'm over here like,
my bad. All right, here we go. Sorry, I was in the wrong.
Okay, there we go.
We got to hit that. Share this one. All right. So this is the list of the 2026 offensive lineman free agents as of right now. I'm going to go ahead and sound off on the way up to that one that we're just talking about a little bit ago. So, I don't know if this is a specific order or how they have this list. I don't think it's in any specific order. They have Braden Smith, right tackle. You have Jonah Williams, right tackle out of Arizona. You have Joe Bitonio out of Cleveland. He's a guard. Wiley Tyler, another guard out of Cleveland. Cam Robinson, left tackle, Browns as well. Rob Havenston, right tackle for the Rams. Kevin Ziegler, he's a guard for the Titans. He's Isaac Sumalau, I probably butchered that, guard for the Steelers. Connor McGovern, a center for Buffalo. Trey Pipkins, right tackle for the Chokers. Luminar, I should have skipped him. Evan Neal, guard for the Giants. We've been there, done that. John Simpson, guard for the Jets. Ethan Pollock from the Browns. And I'm like, fuck that guy. Ted Baracus, another center, Bengals. Ryan Bates, center for the Bears. He's going to be a free agent. Kevin Beecham, left tackle for the Cards. Josh Jones, right tackle for the Seahawks. Josh Neiman, I probably butchered that, tackle for the Panthers. Andrew Wiley, he's a tackle for the Commanders. He's going to be a free agent. Elijah Vera Tucker, another tackle for the Jets. Robert Jones, guard for Dallas. Zion Johnson, guard for the Chokers, and Trevor Pennington as well. Caden Mays, a center for the Panthers. Cole Van Linden, a guard for Jacksonville, and then Tyler Lindenbaum, a center for Baltimore. He's already listed here again because they Baltimore not picking up that 5th-year option. They can still make a deal, but as of right now, this is currently the list. I mean, the list goes on more, but right now, this is kind of what you have out there in free agency. And Tyler Lindenbaum, 25 years old. He's going to be 26 next season. Still a young guy. Market value about 17 and a half. You can go ahead and bump that up to about 24, 25 per year for the next 3 years. Yeah, guarantee a majority of that contract and lock him in, next 3-4 years in Vegas. So this is definitely one of the names to go ahead and kind of look out for. I'm going to have my ear to the wall for this guy and kind of see what that develops out in Baltimore. If they were able to go ahead and make a deal. If he hits free agency, bro.
Hey, I need you to make that direct call. Jay, I need you to make that direct call that you got on your bat phone to Mark Davis and get on that thing. I know you got it in the back. You can go in the back. You make that phone call to Mark Davis and you say, yo, this dude, we need to sign him ASAP. Because, look, you said a lot of key things here. Youth, long-term solution. I do not want any of these guys that are 30 to 35 years old to come in here and be a 1 to 2 year solution. This cannot be a 1 to 2 year thing. We have to start looking long-term for these guys. So you have to start looking at their age, their youth, and their ability. And when you look at a 25 to 26-year-old dude, that means you got another 10 years. 10 years, one fucking decade of a high-quality player that can continue to grow and develop. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see a 35-year-old Greg Van Rotten being signed for fucking pennies on the dollar to come in here and pull another Alex Kappa. Sign youth, sign guys that are worth their dollars, and sign them to long-term contracts in order for this team to have stability at positions of key need, which is offensive line. We need those guys. We need long-term solutions. We don't need no short-term shit. So don't give me no 35-year-old. Don't give me no 32-year-old that you're going to sign for 2 to 3 years. I don't need to save the pennies on the dollar. I don't need Coupon John. I need Big Huevos, Big Money John.
Yeah.
Big Dong John to show up and show up with the Brinks truck and back it up. That's what I need.
Back up that shit, bro. Exactly. Yo, real quick, shout out to my guy James for Poe. with the Ray. Hold on, bro. Let me do it right.
Raiders.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, appreciate you pulling up and tapping in, my guy. I want to go ahead and kind of highlight this with the shout out to the GOAT.
The GOAT.
What about adding George Pickens and Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, with the loot that we have? That and that's the thing. I think George becomes a free agent this year coming up. I don't know what
I think he does, but I don't know if Dallas is
real
going to let
quick.
him walk. Not after the season he's having. Dallas,
Yeah,
they're likely going to try to get a deal with George, and Terry's already on a deal, so you would have to trade with Washington to get Terry McLaurin, which I'm not doing because again,
there
we
he
talked
is.
about it earlier. We got too many holes on this team. We cannot afford to the splashy trade, you guys, that people keep talking about. We cannot do it. Okay, so all these splashy now. I know people talked about the Joe Burrow possibly trade and all. You can't. I don't think we're right. We're not in a position to make trades like that. We're not.
We got to keep all the picks that we can.
The wide receiver free agency list looks disgusting. It looks disgusting. I mean,
you do have George Pickens on here though.
Yeah.
He's gonna be he's set to hit free agency. He is on
his market value, $30 million. Damn,
30 million. Yeah, he's a little bit on the higher end. But you know what you're getting with George Pickens.
Yeah.
I mean, literally that dude dices up. In that game versus Dallas. So
I would love to have George Pickens. I would love to have Deebo Samuels. But who's gonna get him the freaking football? Who's gonna make the play call?
That's why you get a quarterback in the
Fernando Mendoza.
No, wait, hold on. And who's gonna be the coach? Who's the coach that's gonna be calling these plays? That's gonna be able to handle these personalities. That's gonna be able to handle these personalities. Because guess what? That young quarterback is not going to come in there and tell Deebo Samuels to shut the fuck up. Or George Pickens. George Pickens is going to look at him and be like, get me the motherfucking football on every play. Why are you not throwing it to me? That's what receivers do. You have to have a guy that is as strong as a head coach to handle these personalities because you're a coach or because you're handling them with a rookie quarterback. That's going to have a lot of rookie mistakes. That's going to throw a lot of short balls, a lot of hospital balls, probably some interceptions. How are you going to handle that? That's why I wouldn't do it if you're bringing in a young quarterback. Bring in another young receiver. Have them grow together.
Yep, that's what I would do.
Because they're going to make the same mistakes. They're going to go through the progression. They're going to grow together, and they're going to be together. They're a tandem. And that's how quarterbacks develop. Look at Aaron Rodgers with freaking Adams. Look at all these quarterbacks that have a pair. They all grew together. Marvin Harrison with freaking Peyton Manning.
Shit, look at Derek Carr and Amari Cooper together. They were killing it at one point.
So you have to kind of pair them up like that. If you bring in a senior guy like that, those motherfuckers have a lot of clout. And those dudes want the football. And when you're fucking not being successful, they're the first ones that freaking are going to be saying something.
Yeah, that's where I was adding to. Well, every time I talked about when it came to a wide receiver, where can we get a wide receiver one? Draft. I think you look in the draft, and if you don't draft a wide receiver one, like let's say you do draft a wide receiver and they're not, they don't pan out, hey, you keep drafting until you're trying, or maybe next year's free agency. I didn't check next year's free agency class. Maybe next year's free agency class is better. And you still got Dante Thornton in the building. I mean, I know he has all the measurables, but again, we talk about development. And that's why the most important decision, you guys, is not what we do at first with the first overall pick or whatever pick we have. It's not what we do in free agency. The most important decision we have that we should be watching as a fan base is, does Pete stay or go? Like, that's where I'm looking at. Does he stay or go? And if he does go, who are we bringing in to replace him? Like, that's where it starts. It starts with coaching. We could, that's what's funny. Well, we could talk about NJ. We could talk about free agency wide receivers, offensive linemen, drafting Mendoza.
Who's going to coach this team?
Yep. All that doesn't matter if you bring in a coach
that doesn't know how to develop
these players.
You got to do it by steps, and like we did it last year. You got to first get through the last game of the season.
Yep.
Then you got to wait for that Black Monday, and then that whole week to find out what's going to happen with this coaching staff. Is everybody going to get clipped, or is everything going to stay the same? You know, we know for one thing, not everything's going to stay the same. We're going to bring in offensive coordinator, no matter what. That's a given. But are we also going to be in the hunt for a head coach? Are we also going to be in the hunt for a defensive coordinator? That's probably going to happen as well. I don't see Patrick Graham sticking around for another year. I think he's going to be gone no matter what.
The thing is, if Pete is here, you can kiss Mike LaFleur not coming here because he's not going to take a job to be a coordinator unless you're looking at, well, he's calling his own plays. Because like you said, Jay, earlier, Sean McVay is the one on the plays.
Yeah, exactly.
But again,
and you can sweeten the pot by letting him know, hey, you know, like once Pete's gone, this
you
is
could
yours.
be the head coach. But you know, and then do that with Chip, like, and then Chip got the
how that worked out. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so. I think the thing is, again, if I'm the Raiders, I'm not bringing Pete back. Again, I'm not the Raiders. That's the thing. But if I was, I wouldn't bring Pete back. I think you got to bring in a whole new coaching staff. But whoever you bring in, you gotta. This is why I put it a little blame in my last video. I put a little blame to Mark Davis because people was like, well, he's spending money. He's hiring all these coaches. Well, where's my return on investment? I keep firing these coaches, and I'm still having to pay them when they're not even coaching the team. So at some point, I want to see some frustration. And people say Mark Davis is frustrated.
That's the thing with Mark. That's his own fucking fault.
Yeah.
Like he went out and got Gruden on a 10-year, $10 million per year deal.
Yep.
You know, so it's like, who the fuck told you to do that, bro? And then you went out and clipped your guy once some like fucking bad PR shit came out. Like,
yeah,
you could have been like, oh well, I must, like the PR shit is not as important as us winning. We're gonna get through this. We're gonna figure this part out, and but he decided, all right, cool, I'm gonna go with the narrative, clip this guy, and I'm gonna end up paying, however long. I mean, I think they settled on something, and he's taken care of. But as of right now, I don't. That's all Mark's mistakes.
That's where it comes when it comes to if Pete's gone, Mark, let Spytek bring in the head coach. Let Spytek bring in a guy that he can work with. We talk about they need to align, that they need to work together. Let Spytek be like, I'm gonna go get this head coach because I can work well with him. And then, like Will said earlier, let the coach bring in his coordinators. And then, but there has to be an agreement. This is my main thing. There has to be an agreement between the GM and the head coach that the GM is going to be the one that's controlling the roster. The coach is the one that's going to be controlling the results on the field. I will control on developing these players. And if I can't develop these players, I am the one that's failing as a coach, not the GM. But yeah, I mean, there's like we talked about it. Well, there's so many moving parts.
You just hit it on the head. You just hit something on the head, though. You said, "Hey, we need to get a head coach and the GM in the same vision, right?" And you said, "Hey, the players that the GM brings in, the head coach has to say, I am going to develop these guys and make those players pan out for you and make it like we're working together." This is where, again, I go back to Pete Carroll saying, I am not here to develop players. And when you say that to me, immediate red flag. We are not here. We're not a fucking championship team. If you're not here to develop players, then this is the result that we get. You obviously didn't develop anything.
Yeah.
So the results for me this year show me as if I'm the GM, I need to get rid of you.
Yeah.
I need a coaching staff that's going to develop my guys. And I don't know who Spytek's got in his little black book. I don't really give a who. But you better call everyone, and you better turn every stone. And I better be hearing that the Raiders have interviewed 55 coaches. I don't care. I don't care if you interview a guy from high school that is innovative, that they say has won 7 state championships because he has created something crazy with his offense that people are now stealing from it. I want a guy that's going to come in here and show us, hey, you know what? We're going to play good offense. We're going to play complementary defense. We're going to freaking play all three phases of the game and show some sort of result, because at the end of the day, what Pete Carroll has done is shit. He has not done a fucking thing. It's like he's like this.
You said it earlier. Raider Nation.
No, he's like Joe Biden 2.0 for the NFL. He's Joe Biden for the NFL.
Yeah.
I'm not a political guy, but I know that Joe Biden didn't do shit for 4 years. And I don't, bro, I only like, I'm not a political guy, but I know that, hey, he didn't do very much, because I didn't see a lot of news coming through that he was passing laws or anything. So I know that Pete Carroll didn't do shit in the freaking Raiders, because guess what? We're 2-14.
Yeah.
2-14. We're worse than last year. We're not showing any improvement. So at the end of the day, the proof is in the pudding, guys. In my opinion, you will see probably, I'm gonna say when is it? January 18th or something like that. We fired AP last year.
I think it was sooner than that. It was literally that last game, and then like 3 days later he was fired. So it was like that.
I felt like it was like halfway through the month.
He was fired on the 7th. He was fired on the 7th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like 2-3 days later, they let him go. Yeah.
Bro, don't be surprised if we see the same thing this year. Black Monday, yeah. On Black Monday.
Here's my thing though, Will, and I know people don't want to hear we did AP dirty and all that, but here's my thing. AP was he did not deserve to be head coach. I know a lot of us fans, including myself, was thinking, we had a pipe dream that we could ride in the sunset with AP because he fit the Raider mold and was all
Rich Bisaccia 2.0.
Yeah, it was a Rich Bisaccia. But having said that, if we do bring in a new head coach, there's got to be like a 3-year plan. You can't cut this coach out after the first year or even midway in the second year. If it looks bad in the first year, it has to look bad because it's under the head coach, not because of you're just losing close games. That's what I want to see. I could live with us losing close games against the Chiefs, like 30-27, because we're not there yet. We're not on their level yet. Where again, it's year by year basis where, okay, it's your first year, there's an improvement, but if we're getting blown out still, like how it has been this year, where like we said, Raider Nation has been showing up week in and week out, watching this team get belt to ass handed to them every single Sunday. Like, that's the thing. We're not even competitive, you guys. That's all I want to see next season. I don't care if we win 6 games or 5 games. Are we competitive in all 17 games? Or is it just belt to ass every single Sunday? Every single Sunday. 30-14, 38-20, or 40. What was the Colts one? 40-6, something like that. Like, that's 3 hours I'm not getting back. At least can it be like the Bears game where it was a little bit competitive, or this past game against the Texans where it's a little bit more competitive? I can live with losses like that. Knowing because of the position we are in now, you guys. Not saying I can live with it all the time. I'm just saying the position we're in now, we can only go up from here, you guys. We're at rock bottom. We're probably way past rock bottom.
Are you sure?
We're probably, hey, what was it that Billy Bean said? There's 50 feet of shit, and then there's us.
Exactly.
So we're down and out. We can only go up. So for next year, what I'm looking for is just improvement, competitiveness. Do I want to see more wins? Yes, but I don't think it's hard to get more than 2 wins. Let's be honest. At least it shouldn't be, right? It shouldn't be hard.
We make it look real hard, bro. We're making it look really fucking hard.
Super hard. Yeah. We look fucking pretty.
But theoretically, we should get more than 2 wins. And again, I want to see improvement, competitive. I want like when I'm watching a Raider game, I want to enjoy the game, win or lose. I could be like, damn, that was we lost, but that was a good football game to watch. That is again giving us hope.
I want to be in the Texans game all day. You know what, bro? Yeah. I'm telling you, the Texans game. I literally was in the game. We leave, and like the Texans fans are looking at me, and they're like, "Bro, your team actually played really well." I know. I'm like, I'm not even mad that we lost.
And then today happens.
Bro, you can walk away being proud of your team. Like your team fought. Your team went out there and fought. Like that's what I could live with.
Happens, bro. And this is why I say, and then this happens. You get straight BTA by the motherfucking Giants. The Giants came in here, bro. The freaking worst team in the NFC or in the NFC East or whatever the fuck they're at right now, bro. And put straight BTA to this team. I'd be like, bro, it was pathetic. I was all right with losing to the Giants, but I mean, make it look respectable.
Like I said, I thought it was going to be closer. I didn't think it was going to be like this. This was total BTA, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing because and that's why I say
we just got diddled on the field by the Giants. Yeah. That's exactly what happened. We got diddied. And we liked it.
It's fitting that it was in Vegas, huh? It was fitting
yeah, bro. Only fitting that's in Vegas. The shit like that can go down. All right, we're gonna go ahead and shift gears a little bit towards we have one more game to go. So we're gonna talk about that and talk about what all this means because it's funny.
I'll be right back.
You have dudes that go, hey,
I got something for that game. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you're good. You have dudes that are like, yeah, we fucked that up by winning, and then you have guys that are glad we won. Whatever game of the spectrum.
I have no concerns with this team.
All right, but before we do that, look, this game I don't expect us to win, even though Brock Bowers, Max, and Chin, and now you can add Geno to that list, shut down for the season. They ain't playing, despite what troubles that the Queens are having right now offensively, with their two quarterbacks going fucking down. I doubt them making an impact on next Sunday.
So
is that for us or we're the ones giving it? Bro?
We're about to get belt to ass, bro.
I would hope so. I don't know what more. I don't know what more you guys have to do.
I'm not mad about it. I'm not gonna be mad about a loss, but this is what I don't like this. Okay. I don't like this. Yeah. But this is what's gonna happen. This is what I'm expecting.
I'm pretty sure, bro. I feel like it's gonna be a closer game, but I said that last time, and here we are now. Like literally got blown out again at home. So but what are you guys' thoughts? No Brock, no Geno, no Max, no Chin.
We're gonna get BTA'd. Just like, hey, go ahead,
I don't know who the Queens have for their quarterback.
I don't want you to use the whip side, bro. I want you to use the metal side.
The metal
that's
side.
That's exactly how
so you can feel it.
Bro, we gonna feel it.
So you can feel it, bro.
Kansas City Chiefs are gonna look like the Super Bowl champions, bro. They are gonna come in. And they might even rack up 35. They might rack up 38 points. And the Raiders, bro, we probably have 3.
Yeah.
And struggling to get 3. The freaking quarterback is going to have more passing yards than the Raiders' total offense combined. Bro, that's exactly what's going to happen, bro.
Because they're not going to run the football. They're not going to run the football. Defense
exactly
can't stop
right.
a nosebleed. Like,
and tell me, you Primo that know this, right? You know that the formula for the Raiders to actually win games and be in competitive is for us to run the football. That's what we did against the Texans. And what did Pete Carroll come out and say that we were going to do? Oh, we're not going to do that next game. Our game plan is totally different. So literally what Pete Carroll is telling us is that we're going to just game plan to take straight BTA until the last game of the season. Oh, yeah. And Pete Carroll is loving it right now. He's loving taking that belt to ass because that's all he's been doing all season long. So, yeah, that's exactly what I expect, taking some belt to ass. We're probably going to be shooting the shit by halftime. I'm going to see fucking Jay posting on freaking halftime drunk as fuck, pissed off as hell, saying how bad we are.
I won't be pissed off anymore. That already left, bro. Yeah, for what?
I'm gonna see Raider Primo just posting about straight BTA and how he predicted how we were gonna take BTA all game long.
I'll be like, man, they gave me the belt.
He's gonna show
they
up.
Gave me the belt.
He has the fucking the belt buckle imprinted on the ass, bro. That's how bad it is. There you go. There's gonna be a fucking big old Casey on that bitch.
There you go, bro. I'll be like, that is my prediction from the game. Casey, fucking Taylor or Kelsey or fucking Kelsey Swift, Travis Swift is gonna show up and freaking
Taylor Kelsey.
Taylor Kelsey, yeah, whatever. Like, bro, they're gonna show up, swoop all the fans. He's gonna fucking ride off into the sunset, and fucking we're gonna look like the fucking Raiders. That's exactly what's gonna happen.
That's it. I don't have a doubt that we're gonna lose next Sunday. Yeah, I don't have a doubt that we'll lose next Sunday. Even if you bring in AOC, that dude is not Superman. He is not gonna go fucking win us a game. Not with this offensive line, bro. He's gonna get fucking broken in half. That was bad with Gino.
It's not even the Chiefs' offense. It's literally the Chiefs' defense.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll win this game.
Brendan Carroll is gonna make a phone call on his bat signal and be like, "Hey guys, back to game plan A. Don't block no one."
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to GMX with the Raiders, bro. Appreciate you, man, guys. Salute to you, brother. Oh man, I for those people who are worried that we're gonna fuck around and win next Sunday, no.
Bro, did you see this game?
Literally, all the starters, all the second string guys have to have like the flu, the clap, some fucking type of fucking disease.
The flu and the clap.
The third and fourth string, get guys off the street, then maybe we'll go ahead and fucking have a shot of winning fucking, on Sunday. But despite that, no, it's not gonna happen. I think it's gonna be a closer game than this. But I still think
I'm hoping it's a good game, man. But
I hope it's a good game too for my own, for my own dignity. But for our dignity as a whole, as a nation. But it's not gonna be a good thing. It's not gonna be a good turnout. So I know they were talking about it. If you guys watched the game, I know they said that there still could be things depending if we win next week. We're not gonna win next week. Let's just keep it a beam. We're not going to win next week. Okay, so we essentially got the number one from here on out. But stranger shit has happened, and I know the whole AOC put up 63 on
a team that quit.
A team that quit. A team that was already fucking broken. The Chiefs are not broken. They are not. This Chiefs team, what the fuck they got? What 5-6 wins already under the belt? It just hasn't panned out. Even on the worst day, I think they'll still fucking beat us with their fucking.
Bro, you think Chris Jones is gonna want to lose to us? You think Chris Jones is gonna line up and be like, "Hey guys, let's just be some fucking losers and lose to this fucking 2-14 team, so we can really show what a piece of shit we are." Come on, bro.
People
He's
think
not gonna
that
line up like
because
that.
they're our divisional rival, they're going to try to spoil our draft pick. Here's the thing, guys. They're going into Allegiant undefeated against us. Think about that. They're going into Allegiant undefeated. They're not going to ruin that record. Mm-hmm. They want to hold that over our heads.
We're in division.
As long as they could. They are going to keep that perfect record since the Raiders have moved to Vegas. There's no way they're going to sit down and lay down to lose and break that record. No, you guys are right. They're our division rival, but they want all the bragging rights they can. They want all the bragging rights. We won a Super Bowl in Allegiant. We have a perfect record against you guys in Allegiant, probably a better record in Allegiant than you guys. Like, they're not going to lay down just to sabotage the Raiders' first pick. They're not.
This is the crazy thing, right? People actually think that Chiefs are going to be like, yo, we want to take a loss to the fucking Raiders. Like, what the fuck? Do you guys really think that they want to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna roll over to the shittiest team in the league? No.
Their mind is not like that, bro. They don't think
thing is, D-Hoff,
they don't think like that. Like, we're not gonna let them get the quarterback of the future.
The thing is,
exactly.
bro.
They have a championship or bust mentality.
Chiefs are not scared of the Raiders. They could draft a quarterback. The Chiefs are not scared of the Raiders. D-Hoff, how many times have the Raiders beat the Chiefs since 2013? Since Andy Reid's been there, 3 or 4 times. They're not scared of the Raiders. The Chiefs are like, go draft Mendoza. We'll still kick your ass.
Exactly.
Go draft Dante Moore.
No,
We'll still kick your ass.
Scared.
We're not scared.
That team is not scared right now. Bro, what team do we scare right now? Teams circle us and change their season. Bro,
drafting is not going to scare the Chargers. It's not going to scare the Broncos. It's not going to scare the Chiefs. You guys, this team is bad. You guys, this team is bad.
We can't even scare a Pee Wee team right now. That's how bad we are.
Bro, you can line up a college team. I'm telling you what, bro. The NFL or the Raiders should be glad that the NFL doesn't have a relegation league like soccer, because we would be like the 8th division team. Right now, we would be in so far down the depth chart, bro. We'd only have local fan support going to the games. Like, literally. People need to realize, man, that we are a bad team, that we're not one player away from becoming competitive and becoming, oh, yeah, we're so big and bad. No, we are several pieces away, a coach away. We're not even one coach away.
Yeah.
There's so much.
It's a lot of pieces, a lot of things that have to, happen.
If it's about getting a quarterback, the Chiefs wouldn't even do that because they know the Raiders have so many things other than quarterback to address.
Exactly.
That's the thing. And the thing is, another 5 years is being like what the AFC East, what the Bills were going through before Brady left, is being competitive in a division but never winning it. That's what the Chiefs hold over this division until this season with Denver. But in my opinion, the division is still to Kansas City. Yeah, Denver, you won the division, but Kansas City's won it before Denver won like 10 years straight. They won the division. Guys, the division goes through them. All this talk that Kansas City's out, Mahomes ain't got it no more. Kelsey, guys, Kansas City is still Kansas City until proven otherwise. They won. They got 4 things to ride on.
And guess what? Next off season, right before the season, they're gonna be talking about KC again being the number one.
And honestly, them having a terrible season will scare me. Why? Because they're a great team that can get better.
Fucking Primo, you just hit it right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, bro.
That can get better.
And guess what? Andy Reid has hit on every draft. Gets his guy. You think they're not gonna draft offensive linemen to address the offensive line issue? Dude, he's gonna come in there, get the guys they need to move. They're gonna move to the right. They picked fucking Patrick Mahomes with the 10th pick. Everybody thought this dude was trash, and this motherfucker makes him look like gold. Let's not get it confused. The Chiefs ain't scared. Right now, we should be fucking scared because they're going to get a higher draft pick. They're going to get better positioning, and they're going to get deeper for next year.
Our conference is going to be that's why the Raiders need to start getting it together because this conference is getting stronger.
We need to eat our Wheaties, bro.
We're getting left behind quickly, as you can see. It's that fast.
As you even got Baltimore. Baltimore might get be up in the top 20s, top 15.
They're gonna get stronger. And here's the thing, hey, bro. Every time you guys go to your mama's house, what's the first thing she does? Is feed your ass, right? Give you a little something to feed. If you don't eat, she's telling you look skinny, that you ain't been eating. That what's been going on? If you eat too much, you fucking fat, right? But guess what, bro? The Raiders are starving. Bro, we're the dude. Bro, we don't have anything to look forward to. We don't have any pieces that we can say that we can build around right now, except, again, a couple of players that are rookies and young, or Max Crosby that's on his backside, right? Or right at his prime, starting to turn. Dude, we don't have anything to build upon. We don't have any young players that we're looking for in the future. We don't have any current players that we're like, oh, man, we're going to put our game plan on that guy's back. Geno Smith isn't the guy. So at the end of the day, bro, this franchise is starving. We need something. We need something to look forward to. We need hope. We need a change.
Yeah.
So with KC, man, they have all that. They brought all that with Andy Reid, and he's brought consistency to them. So that's why I keep saying, hey, I expect Bell to ask everything like this. But man, we need consistency. We need a head coach to come in here and just be like, hey, like Primo said, give them 3 to 5 years. And what in 1 year, the first year is going to be a deconstruction. You're going to fucking have a bad season. Second year, you should see some improvement. Third year, if you're in the fucking playoffs, give the guy an extension.
Yep.
And say, hey, we're on the right track. But at the end of the day, man, it's 20 years. 20 fucking years. 20 since the last time I seen my team in the Super Bowl.
Going on 25, I think. Was it 24? 24, 25?
Yeah. Since I seen this team in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, close.
Competing at a very high level.
22, 23 years.
Yeah. So I need to see that. I need to see some form of stability. I need to see some form of fucking from the front office of vision in order for us to see some positivity coming out of this. Because I'm telling you right now, man, there's no positivity in Raider Nation. I feel none. I go to the games, I see other people, and we are just starving. Bro, there's nothing for us to hang our hat on. So fuck, bro. This is a tough season, guys. The only reason that I think I'm able to stick through this is because I'm able to talk it out with the therapy sessions that we have. And
exactly.
Be like, bro, because if not, I'd be turning off the fucking games. Some people are turning off the games now, bro.
I would turn off the games before I started doing all this. I would turn it off, bro. I'd be like, fuck this.
If I didn't have to talk about it, like I wouldn't even be watching the games.
I have a buddy, man, that's been watching the fucking Raiders, and we're in our 40s. So he's like, I think he's been watching it since 40 something years. Bro, the first time in 40 something years that he said he hasn't watched 3 games completely, and he's okay with it. That's where we're at.
Yeah,
that's where we are as a team.
Bro, I was talking to a fan, and he even told me that, like, his own boys tell him that I don't even think I could be a Raider fan. I have my brother who's like, he's 10 years younger than me. He's like 17, 16 years old. I don't know if I could be a Raider fan. You have this next generation of so-called Raider fans that we're supposed to raise up. They're not going to want to be Raider fans because they look at this and like, why would I want to support that? Like, why would I want to support a team that is getting blown out every single time? I want to go be a fan of the Buffalo Bills who's competitive. I want to be a fan of the 49ers who's competitive or yada, yada, yada. They're not going to want the nation is going to crumble. And it's not because we're not here. It's not going to be because we're not here. It's just like you said, Will, we're starving. We're starving. And I even know some Raider fans that will watch other teams just to have some enjoyment of football because they love football. Like they love.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Like, I've been mixed about that. I've been like, I'll watch some games and I will watch them and I will watch other games, and I'm just like, this is kind of how my mood, however my mood is for the week. For like,
I watch Red Zone. I'll put Red Zone on and I'll leave Red Zone on, and I'll watch the games like that.
Dude, I watch and I love watching football because like, bro, and it's so much fun to just like be able to cheer, be able to be like, and I fucking hate it because sometimes I'm like, I fucking hate that team, but I'm going to watch this game in order for me to have some enjoyment watching football. Because when I watch the Raider game right now, bro, it's like I'm a little kid at church.
Football, bro.
It's like I'm a little kid at church. I just quietly sit in the corner waiting for my mom to come give me some BTA. It's coming.
Some chingazos, bro.
Bro, chanclazo. She's like, wake up. She's like, oh, the preacher's preaching or whatever, and just sitting there. The 50,000 Hail Mary that you gotta say because you don't even know what you're talking about anymore. They're just like, Hail Mary, yep.
Yo, real quick, salute to everybody. Appreciate everyone who's rocking with us on this post game show. 100 in the building. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button on this channel, on all the other channels as well. Hit that subscribe. Raider Primos to my left, and then you got Silver and Black Radio Podcast to my right. My guy Raider Will. So make sure you guys hit those subscribes, hit those likes for our guys here, for everybody on this panel. We're gonna go ahead and take a couple more questions in before we head on out. Let me go ahead and pull this up, and I wanted to go ahead and talk about this from D Hop. He says it's not impossible for a quick turnaround, though. Look at Denver. Look at Bo in Denver, Dre in New England. A QB makes a huge difference. We have over $100 million space. This team is gonna be scary next year if we get a QB. The thing is, hold on. The thing, I'm gonna start off.
Go ahead.
The thing with those two teams that you just made the examples of, they had the infrastructure in place. Before they got the coaches, before they got the QBs. I think both sat for like half a year. Drake sat for a whole year, and then once these guys got plugged in, I mean, they had to get Vrabel in, and then they started winning. They looked horrible the year prior. There's a lot of pieces to go in. Could it happen?
He didn't play right away. To your point, Jay, he didn't play right away.
He didn't play right away. No. But could it happen? Yes, you're right. Could happen, but there's always an element that's behind that causes that. Like for example, Jacksonville, right? Jacksonville is another prime example. They had T-Law until what's his name came in, then they started winning, but they already had the infrastructure there. So we don't have an infrastructure there yet. There's some hope that we might have a couple pieces in the offensive line that may or may not work out. They look probable. Most of that O-line is trash. We see that, and hopefully the front office sees that. But there's a lot of pieces that still have to be put in place for us to have success like that in that kind of caliber. What do you guys think about his statement on his comment that he made?
I can see where he's coming from, but again, they're going into a good situation also. Denver has one of the best defenses in the league. Bo Nix doesn't have to do a lot. All he has to do is put up, literally, he could have Geno numbers, and they'd probably be winning in Denver because of how good that defense is. Drake May, he didn't come into the league firing, but he showed promise. He showed potential. Now he's just taking the league by storm. But again, he's with Josh McDaniels, who I've already said, terrible head coach, great offensive coordinator. And Josh McDaniels has his guy. He has his guy, and he has a good The thing is also they kept the offense together. To Will's point, they have wide receivers and quarterbacks developing together. Drake May is developing with a connection with Hunter Henry, even though Hunter Henry was already there, but he developed a relationship with them, developed a relationship with Kayshon Boutte, Ramondre Stevenson. Now they drafted Trayvon Henderson, who's another star in that offense. Let's not forget about that. That's another thing why these quarterbacks are having success, is because it's not all on them. RJ Harvey is a good running back for Denver. Denver has a great, like I said, a great defense. Cortland Sutton is their number one wide receiver. I think they need another receiver to pair up with Sutton, and not taking away from Bo Nix or Drake May and from his statement, they're performing well, but around them is also benefiting them as well. Having a number one wide receiver, which the Raiders do not have. Having a good running game, which the Raiders do not have. Having a great defense, which the Raiders do not have. Having a great offensive coordinator or offensive play caller, which the Raiders do not have. Having a great head coach, which the Raiders do not have. Having a stable organization that doesn't go 24 years of being a dumpster fire, which the Raiders have been for the past 24 years. Like Denver, the thing is about Denver is that they finally came into their heads. We tried Teddy Bridgewater. It didn't work out. We tried Paxton Lynch. It didn't work out. We tried Brock Osweiler. It didn't work out. We tried these bridge quarterbacks. Ring the bell, these bridge quarterbacks. They tried it. They were in position to draft their quarterback, but before they drafted the quarterback, we got Patrick Surtain, a lockdown corner who's on a rookie deal. We build up that defense. We build up the offensive line, and then we go get Bill Nix. They bring him into a good situation. I said that about Mendoza. That's what the Raiders have to be aggressive in this offseason. Can they catch fire next season? They can, but I don't expect it because A, the division they're in, and B, there's a lot of holes that the Raiders have not addressed in past drafts. To Will's point, the past first round picks we have missed, you guys, are coming back to hurt us. The Tyree Wilson pick is coming back to hurt us. The Alex Leatherwood pick, the Jonathan Abrams, the Damon Arnett, those picks are coming back to hurt us. That's another reason why Denver and New England are basically having good years, drafting well. They have all, just to basically to Jay's point, it all came together. They have a plan in place. They have a vision in place. The Raiders are not in position to have a 1-year flip. They're not. Like, you don't change. I said this so many times. You don't change 24 years of losing into basically a year of dominance, and then basically long-lasting dominance. And it was very evident with 2016. We had one good year, 12 wins, and thought we were bad. We weren't. We weren't, because drafting hurt us. Still drafting bad hurt us. Bad free agent contracts. Basically giving up on a head coach because you want a nostalgia act at the head coaching position. There's a lot of things that the Raiders have done, D-Hawk, that I cannot put them on the same caliber as New England, as Denver. Denver and New England we got to also look at them from an organizational standpoint. Owners take care of those organizations, at least with New England. With Denver, it's the same thing. Denver is building it the right way, from top to bottom, from front office to head coach to the players. I can't say the same for the Raiders. That's why I don't expect a 1-year turnaround, because from top to bottom, it's dysfunctional, from owner to Tom Brady, if you want to put him in there in that category. Yeah. The GM to at least I'm talking about for years. Not just years.
I got my thoughts on Tom as well, and about that whole thing that came out a couple of weeks ago saying that he's gonna have more hands-on this upcoming season. That's the shit that they were saying last year, and that he was going to be involved in the draft. This comes from Mark. Everybody forgot that this came out of Mark's mouth. That was put out there, that he was going to be more involved in the football side of it. He's going to be involved in the draft and yada yada. And what did they do? He was all backtracking, saying that I wasn't involved. I didn't really I wasn't participating.
I don't expect them to be
involved. So what makes you think that's gonna be this case this coming up season? So, and if he is involved, I don't believe none of that.
If he is involved, gonna be involved, don't be commentating at Fox. And to D-Hawk's point, I see he says spend heavy in free agency. They can, but spending a lot in free agency always doesn't equal wins. It's working out for New England. It's working out for New England. But outside of New England, who else spent a lot of money that Didn't the Lions? I don't know. It wasn't the Lions.
They drafted also. They drafted pretty well too. So that also,
and it was again. That's what I said. Spending heavy helps when you draft well. They already had Christian Gonzalez, a shutdown corner in the building.
Spending heavy when you need a few pieces that are just going to go ahead. The home run pieces. That's what you do. But you don't go out and get 10 little different pieces and hope that these guys are all gonna come together. And then we've done that.
Corey Littleton, we tried that. The Corey Littletons, the LaMarcus Joyners, Vontaze Burfict. We tried paying. We tried spending heavy in free agency. It didn't work. Why? Because you didn't have any foundational pieces already on the team. Patriots had that. They had Drake May. They had Christian Gonzalez. Just like how the Raiders did Mack and Carr. For Patriots, it's Drake May and Christian Gonzalez. Foundational piece on defense, foundational piece on offense. Alongside, now they just drafted a running back in Travion Henderson to pair up with Drake May for the next 4 years.
I like the coach's comment. Sean Payton built a line to protect Bo Nix. He did, bro, because Bo Nix was always his guy. He just didn't showcase him right away. And now you're seeing the fruits of that labor. And to Primo's point, that organization is doing shit the right way from top to bottom. and that's the difference. That's what you're seeing, like a really good team like in the fucking Broncos, which I hate fucking seeing, and us. There's a big difference. And at first, a lot of people weren't. I know because I heard a little shit here and there that people in Denver were not feeling what was going on when Peyton came in first. It wasn't working out good. They didn't look good at first.
They did,
and I think no, and it's gonna happen to us, and we just need to fucking have peace. If most people get their wish, and Pete's gone, we need to exercise motherfucking patience. No, this is gonna be like a 3 or 4 year thing where we're not gonna see the return on investment to like year 3. Realistically. Real quick, shout out to my guy G Fam with the $10 fucking smacker fucking goddamn Rudy. Damn, bro. Thank you. Would you trade the first overall for the Jets for the pick swap, number 18 overall, along with 2027 first, and plan for a 2027 QB draft, or maybe even get Burrow if he wants out, or Mendoza, or bust? Raiders. Shout out to my guy G Fam with the $10 super. Appreciate you, my guy. What do you guys think?
I'm like, that's a very complicated question.
That's a very complicated question. Tell me about your questions, bro. This is a very complicated
Will, you were talking about trading back, bro. Here you go.
So here we go. All right. So if I had the first overall pick, and we're going to trade first picks, plus you're going to give me 18 along with 2 2027 first rounders.
Yeah.
Yes, I will trade back if Pete Carroll is here. And if my head coach says, hey, you know what, guys, we can definitely use those pieces to build around. It gives me more firepower. The reason I'm doing that if Pete Carroll is here, because I do not trust him to develop a quarterback. I don't trust him, his coaching staff, the people that he has put in place to get a Mendoza and then put him in and develop him. Now, do I plan to get Joe Burrow? Absolutely not. The reason that I would not trade for Joe Burrow is because we're going to trade so much firepower in order to get him that then we need more blue chip pieces than just the quarterback. Joe Burrow can mask a lot of things, but it's only a temporary fix. And to say that it's Mendoza or bust, absolutely not.
Yeah,
because again, this is where the coach comes in. Coaches develop players that can develop within their system, and you're going to develop the best players with the highest potential on your board at the time. If the coach says Mendoza is not my guy, then you do it. But that's the thing. A 70-year-5 coach, a 75-year-old coach, and a 20-something-year-old quarterback is a bad match.
It is.
We need to move ahead and say, hey, you know what? Pete Carroll is not the solution. We need a young, creative offensive coordinator or a guy on the offensive side of the ball that doesn't make the play calls. I don't want the guy making the play calls, because when you're a first-year head coach, there's a lot going on, and that's what happened with AP. AP was learning how to coach. He got trial by fire. So we need to be patient with the rookie head coach in order for them to develop with these quarterbacks. And then again, hey, put pieces around them. If we can get more blue chip pieces and he says, hey, that's what we need to do, then that's what we need to do. At the end of the day, guys, we have so many problems and there's so many solutions. There's so many ways to try to handle this. But at the end of the day, we need to stand behind a young head coach, behind somebody that is going to come in and change the culture of the team. Look at Liam Cohen. I'll be the first one to make that fucking made fun of him that said, Duval. And that motherfucker is winning.
Yeah. Bro, they're going to put it on like a t-shirt. Duval.
Yeah, exactly. So we need somebody that's going to do that, that's going to come in and change the team, give them the strength that they need. And at the end of the day, it's not Pete Carroll.
Yeah. And
that's
it.
it.
Go ahead. Well, I didn't know.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I think to Will's point, you're only trading back. You're only accepting this trade if Pete's here. If somebody else comes in, I think you need to go quarterback. I think having the first overall is going to be very, very appetizing to a lot of first-year head coaches because they can go locate the quarterback. If they do like Mendoza, he's right there for the picking. I would not take the trade. I would take a quarterback because I think you can build around Mendoza this year better than what Gino has had. I'm not going to say it's way better to where we're taking off like how Ben Johnson has the Bears or how Mike Vrabel has the Patriots. No, not like that. And then with the Burrow situation, I'm not trading for Joe Burrow, not because I don't want Joe Burrow, you guys. I would love to have Joe Burrow here. It's just the Raiders. We talked about this before. The Raiders are not in position to make a trade like that. You have so many holes on the offensive line, on the defensive line. You trade for Burrow and take on that contract. Are you going to sign Tyler Linderbaum? How are you going to sign him?
Bro, $55 million a year. That's what Joe Burrow's contract is looking like.
In the 55 million a year.
How old is Joe Burrow?
This is the biggest thing is that we don't have the line to support a guy like Joe Burrow, and he's just going to go through the same thing that he went in Cincinnati. The pasture wouldn't be greener here. He wouldn't have anything that's set up for him to have.
I want $55 million to my
the situation wouldn't be better.
I'm gonna say like this. Okay. If he lost his passion in Cincinnati, you tell me he ain't gonna lose his passion with the Raiders, who's worse. I'd be like, bro, he would have been retired already. He would have been retired already. He would have been like, I don't want no more of this.
As soon as he hears the trade to the Raiders, he's like, yeah, I'm retiring. The thing is, you guys,
or he'll be like,
$55 million. I'm spending $55 million on the line. I'm spending it on the offensive line. That's what I want to do. And again, it comes down to it's just we're not in position. We're not a quarterback away. I know I'm screaming for the mountaintops for Mendoza, but I'm also realizing that you need to build around Mendoza. The reason why I like Mendoza is because he's not only coming in with the rookie contract, but he plays quarterback. A lot of people, I've told people I want a mobile quarterback. It wasn't a mobile quarterback like Lamar Jackson. I want a quarterback that can escape the pocket, escape pressure when pressure is there. Mendoza showed he can do that. But most importantly, what I love from Mendoza, he plays quarterback. That's what people rave about Mahomes, is that Mahomes can escape. He could improvise, but what he is so dangerous, he plays quarterback. He sits in the pocket, surveys the field, and if it's not there, he basically takes what the defense is giving him. And that's what you can ask for what Mendoza does. He takes what the defense gives him.
Yeah, you can see it. He just dissects the fucking defense and stuff. Real quick, shout out to our guy, Waste Talent in the building. Salute my guy. He's a 75-year-old coach, and the young QB is a bad batch.
It is.
My guy, talk. You already know, bro. You already know. I mean, and that's why we keep saying, like, it's all about, to that question that our guy G-Fam said earlier, it's all depending on whether Pete stays or goes. This whole draft depends on whether Pete's here or not. That is the main equation of this whole thing. We're going to get an answer. Yeah, we're going to get our answer in a couple of weeks, and then we'll know then how that's going to go. And then that's another phase to it, and then so on and so forth. So we're going to have to go through this thing, this whole circus again, if Pete's gone in January and February. And we're going to be speculating on who's going to come in, who's going to be the coach, who's, yada, yada. And then once we find out the coach and we get our staff, how are they going to utilize the number one draft pick? That's going to be
100.
Again, shout out to my guy, the GOAT, with another
$10. It's just raining today.
Appreciate you, my guy. Let's see what happens. Burrow, if that don't work, get the kid from Ole Miss. Shout out to the GOAT, my guy. Appreciate you on the $10 super.
Shout out to everyone who was commentating.
Yeah, absolutely, man, in the chat. Yo, but okay, so we're talking about Joe Burrow, right? Look at Joe Burrow. Dude, again, we'd love to have a Joe Burrow. Absolutely, if we would have. Who wouldn't? But again, the things that we're giving up to get him are the pieces that we need to build around him. Yes. So it's basically like we're just screwing ourselves in the short term and in the long term. It's not going to work out for us if we can draft the kid from Ole Miss. If you really believe in him, if the coaches believe in him, let's draft the kid from Ole Miss. I never said don't draft the quarterback. What I said is I don't believe in this coaching staff, in this current coaching staff to develop one. And again, to grab a young man, to get a guy that's a head coach that says, I'm not here to develop players. That is a total red flag for me. You got to get a coach that's young, that's there to grow with him, that we can get stability, that we can grow in the long term.
Yeah,
that's what we need.
And that's the thing with Pete. Yep. He doesn't have a lot of time. And what we said, 74-year-old coach with a young QB is a bad mix, 100%. Because Pete doesn't have 3 to 4 years to go ahead and spend on developing guy. He needs to go ahead and try to go out with a bang. Literally, he is. And unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. Hopefully, they figure some type of middle ground with Pete and his departure. I hope it doesn't go the way where they're going to have to go ahead and literally get rid of him. I hope it's a very respectable way. Hopefully, it's not the way that AP went. But they have to figure that part out and have to do it gracefully. But either way, Pete's mentality is like, I don't have a lot of time. I can't waste my time on trying to develop a young quarterback. I need to go ahead and have a team that I can win right fucking now. That's just the bottom line. That's just the bottom line.
That's exactly 100% facts.
Yeah.
Hey, write that down. Hey, can somebody write that down? I need a timeline
or clip it.
Send it to Henderson, bro. Send it to Henderson too.
You can clip this portion of the show on YouTube and send it to Mark. Just send the link, bro, and then Spy Tech. There you go. My guy G Finance says, great answer. Only disagree with trading Burrow. He would give up the house for Burrow. I understand that aspect because it's just
it's Joe Burrow.
It's just Joe Burrow, and he's so enticing that you want to be. We're not prepared for him.
But here's what would happen if Joe Burrow gets traded. Here's what would happen. See, this is what would happen. This right here will continue to happen because the offensive line will still not be able to block. And Joe Burrow is just going to continuously get belt to ass every single week.
I want to see Joe Burrow, bro, when he's running the same play 3 times in a row for -2 yards, like the Raiders did today. We ran the same play 3 times in a row to go 3 and out. You think Joe Burrow is going to be out there running the same play to go 3 and out? He's going to go out there to fucking take 6 sacks in a game?
Yeah.
He's complaining about Cincinnati.
Yes.
I mean, and that's why we talk about bringing in a rookie quarterback because it allows you to be flexible with your cap. Yes. And you can put the cap more to like the offensive line, to maybe the defensive line also.
It alleviates a lot of the pressure as well. I'm telling you, if you bring in Joe Burrow, people are expecting you to win immediately.
Yeah.
They're expecting you to be competitive. And we are in the AFC West. Bro, have you seen these
hardest division in the league?
Yeah, you said it. Hey, Denver has the #1 defense in the fucking league.
Along with
Joe Burrow wants to see those guys twice a week. Bro, he don't want to line up twice a year against the best defense in the league. After getting creamed 6 times. Bro, this is the thing. We are not ready for a player of that caliber. We keep continuously saying, guys, bro, who's going to block for them? Who's going to catch the ball? Jamar Chase is his #1 receiver. Who's his #2 receiver? Tyler Higgins. You got T. Higgins. Bro, and you're going to go to who? Tucker?
And you know, it's great. T. Higgins could be probably #1 somewhere else.
Yeah. Bro, you're going to go to Tucker and Jack Besh from Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Oh, that's a real upgrade there.
And I get, most people say, well, we got Brock Bowers. I get that, you guys, but he's a tight end at the end of the day. You need a wide receiver one. You need a wide receiver one.
Exactly.
It changed.
Joe Burrow?
That's the thing. It's because we haven't had one in such a long time that having a Brock with a wide receiver one just changes the game completely, bro. Completely. And then you have a line that actually protects, that open up lanes.
It opens up the field.
Yeah.
Right now, what teams are doing, they're bracketing the tight end. You go high-low on the tight end, and you take him away, and then who do we got? No one else. That's why when Ashton Genty lines up on the outside, you see him continuously get open because there's bracket coverage away from him. If we bring in a legit #1 receiver that demands fucking respect, that people go like, oh, bro, you better freaking tighten up that butthole if you got one-on-one out there. Bro,
where's that number? Where's that number at? Where he at?
What does Jamar Chase do? He allows T. Higgins to be T. Higgins. He allows Joe Burrow to be Joe Burrow by taking coverages and absolutely annihilating.
Hey, I know we don't like Devontae, but look what Devontae's doing for Puka.
No.
He's opening things up for Puka.
He ain't doing nothing now. He can pull the hamstring out the side.
Yeah. And it's crazy because it seemed like Puka got better when Devontae out.
I know. Yeah. Shout out to Seventh Son. He says Burrow would restructure. Everyone does if they want to stick around. The amount doesn't matter that much. He would get cream behind that line. Then again, so would Mendoza. You're not lying. You're facts, bro.
Wrong. The thing 100%. Is with Mendoza, you got more flexibility. You got more ways to build that line than with the Joe Burrow.
He hit a key word though. He said, if the player wants to be there, Joe Burrow did not say, "Oh, I want to go to Las Vegas."
Mm-hmm.
Joe Burrow ain't saying that. So tell me if we trade for him that he's going to say, "Hey, I'm going to restructure my contract so I can stay here longer." Because all of a sudden I gained my passion at the Bunny Ranch right next to Jimmy G.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, Will, I'm not taking the restructure to take 7-8 sacks a game. Nah, you pay me every single dime if I'm getting beat to shreds.
Oh yeah,
every Sunday.
Oh, my guarantee, yeah, for sure. 100%. Shout out to D Huff. He says, I think they get Pete to retire. I don't think Mark would have the heart to fire a guy who never got fired. Yeah, bro, but funnier shit has happened, bro, and then I don't think that's a deterrent.
G-Fam that's a good comment. And that's why I'm not so worried about this offensive line next year as long as we get an offensive line it all comes down to coaching. That's the thing. Yeah. It all comes down to
coaching matters, bro.
Like coaching 100% matters because I think we can all agree the offensive line is terrible because of Brandon Carroll. It's not because of the player. Well, yeah, because of Forsythe's in there, but we're talking about starters: Colton Miller, JPJ, Meredith, Parham, Glaze. Like someone said, I think Graf said it. You cannot tell me they all regressed in one season. Like this bad. This terrible.
Yeah.
And Brennan Carroll is not at fault. And to say that Brennan is not at fault for it, as you know what Pete does, that Brennan's not at fault for it. You cannot say that this offensive line regressed that bad and it's not your son's fault.
That's the problem. Okay. Pete Carroll don't got the cojones to sleep on the couch at his own casa because his wife's gonna beat him down. And
that's gonna be a true belt to ass.
Bro, that's a true belt. Hey, he's not willing to take belt to ass and saying, I fired our son. Bro, and that's his biggest downfall. His biggest downfall is bringing his sons in and putting them in key positions. He thought he could hide them being an offensive line coach and an assistant quarterbacks coach. Your fucking offensive line is one of your most key positions. Everybody looks at all the freaking ornaments, right? Bro, the offensive line is the fucking engine of your fucking offense.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that make everything go. You can have a shitty ass quarterback. If you have a good offensive line, you can run the ball. And that remedies.
He also handles the run game too, bro.
Look what Jimmy G did.
Exactly.
The two biggest things that we struggle
run game coordinator and offensive line coach. And who's in charge?
What's crazy is you got Brandon as run game coordinator, offensive line coach, both worst in the league. And then you got Nate Carroll, the quarterback's coach, with the quarterback leading the league in interceptions. It's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You got both your sons just terrible.
I know. Shout out to Devin Son. He said Carroll was a fallback position from the field pursuit of Ben Johnson, backs, and others. I think they would try to replace him if they can.
Yes.
I think they're already trying.
Oh, 100%.
I think the writing is probably on the wall.
If we're not calling people, hey, if we pull a Tom Telesco bullshit where we didn't make a phone call, bro, Spy Tech, you gotta fucking go. Like I'd be firing everybody. I'd be like, I hope Mark Davis goes in there and fires himself. If they're like, bro, you're fired too, and kicks himself out because you ain't doing your job, bro. You better be knocking on every door, making every phone call. I don't care whose wheels you're greasing, bro. You fucking make it happen. They're making it happen right now.
I want to highlight this. What G Fam said. Remember that line wasn't that terrible under Philbin before this regime played Mooses Gutierrez. You're partly right. I agree with that partly, but it still needed to be fixed. It still needed to be updated. There was dudes that shouldn't have been on the team that still were a part of this team. So that's my thing. You know, Andre James, we knew that was kind of coming, but Parham should have been out. I definitely do not agree Meredith should have been center. And we should have, you know, you could have brought in a different guard. Like I said, Mekhi Becton was out there. We could have fucking got a fucking piece right there. And we would have been half, at least not even half as bad as we are now with this offensive line if we had at least Becton on there, bro. So that makes a big difference. It's just the perception that Spytek and Pete have for this offensive line, just based on the limited body of work for the last 4 or 5 games of that improvement once Getsy left, was just a facade. You know, a lot of it was a scheme that their offensive line was running that just was they weren't getting it, and they were trying to do it again early on the season, and the same shit happened. They just stuck through it the rest of the season. And that's what we're seeing right now. You know, again, we don't like Will's point. We don't know who the fuck shows up every game. Every game's a different fucking team, and that goes to show the coaching, the perception. Like a lot of the talent is not there. You can't tell me Forsythe is fucking good. You can't tell me Dylan Parham is fucking good, bro. I don't give a fuck.
Don't lie to me like that, Jay. Are you cheating on me? No, I'm just Forsything you.
To be honest, I thought Parham could be our center, but not like a center for long term, just a center until we find a JPJ caliber type center. But now that we have JPJ in the building, bye Parham.
I wouldn't even want
maybe a depth piece. Maybe bring him back as a depth. I mean.
So I'm gonna say this.
I'll let him hit free agency. Let him go find a new home, bro. He's just that bad, bro.
Honestly, I would.
A lot of times they flip back the highlight reel and you know that replay.
I'm gonna say this.
I'm like, fuck, bro.
I'm gonna back up the train a little bit. I'm gonna say this much. This is all due to one motherfucker, and you guys have already said it. Brennan Carroll. This all I don't care who we got, bro. We could have Trent Williams out there right now. And Trent Williams wouldn't be able to block anyone because Brennan Carroll can't coach it. Plain and simple. Bro, like when you got bad coaching, this is the product that you get.
Yep.
Shitty product. This is a product of their environment. Good players, good coaches. Mike Vrabel shows up in New England. All of a sudden, they start winning. They get good. Liam Combs shows up to the Jags. They are winning. They are good. Freaking the guy in Chicago shows up to Chicago that we missed out on. Fucking they're good. We have shitty coaches that made shitty decisions that are not using our players they're not developing them. Plain and simple.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hold them accountable. We fucked up in our coaching decision. I'm sorry to say it, guys. We made the wrong move. I thought Pete Carroll was the right guy, but that guy fucking.
I think a lot of
facts, bro. Same. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to D Hoff. He says 30 mil in the O line, a big name wide receiver, a big name defensive end to pair with Crosby, and the rest linebacker depth and a D-back depth to go along with the draft. That is a tall order, my friend. I don't think 20-30 million is going to address the offensive line. I think you're going to have to double that at least to go ahead.
You're giving 20-30 million to Linderbaum
per guy. That's like per guy.
He's spending 90 million right there in 3 guys.
Yeah,
because that's how much you're going to have to spend.
You're not going to get it because
George Pickens is going to sign for $30 million to come to the Raiders to have 100 passing or maybe 80 catches in a year. Nah, bro. He's going to be like, give me 35, 40.
So the thing is, like I said, you guys, is to that comment, you're not going to fix it overnight. You guys got to lower. That's what we got to do. We got to just lower our expectations of this team and I know we've been patient for 24 years. We got to be patient again.
Better woosah your ass off, guys.
Yeah.
You better go out there and pull a freaking Aaron Rodgers and get some yahuachika or whatever that shit is.
Ayahuasca, bro.
Ayahuasca. Go get you some ayahuasca.
Have a fucking journey, bro. Have a fucking journey.
I'll leave it with this. It's like I say be patient, but it's because I look back at the moves we made during this 24-year losing or not making it to the playoffs and getting a playoff win. Is we've always put band-aids on shit. Whether that was quarterback, whether that was offensive line, whether it's defensive line, wide receiver, what position it was, we always put a band-aid at it. Quarterback isn't the only band-aid we had. Hell, you can even put at head coaching too. Bring in John Gruden in and, bring in Chip Kelly in as offensive coordinator, trying to just bring names in instead of actually trying to scout and bring talent to the team. You're just trying to bring names, hopefully. That's why it looks to me like they just care about money because they bring names here, hoping to get the fans in the building, fans sell the tickets, but they don't care about the results. And it's like, nah, I don't want to come here for the name. I want to come here for wins. That's it. But you got to lower our expectations going into the offseason. They're not going to fix it overnight. What I am hoping for you guys, and I think we can all agree, is just improvement for the following season. Just improvement.
Yeah, exactly. For sure. I think you ended it off in a great note. We've been on for 3 hours.
I think it was a good therapy session.
Great therapy session. There's a lot to talk about. There was a lot to talk about today, and I'm glad we got together. That's facts, bro. Number 1 pick. Here we are.
We earned it.
Yes, we earned it. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button on this channel. And all the rest of the channels, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to them. My guy, Raider Primos to my left. And then you got Silver and Black Radio Podcast to my right. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Let them know what you guys have coming up. Any upcoming shows or where, anywhere else they can go ahead and find you at. I'll go ahead and kick it off to Primos. First and foremost, let them know where they can get it.
What's going on, nation? You guys can find me at Raiders Primos on X, on Instagram, on YouTube. Just search Raiders Primos, and it will be a helmet with a Puerto Rican flag. That will be me. We got a show tomorrow. Going to recap today's game. We're going to be basically talking about what's in store for our future Raiders, and this is basically what's in store. And we're going to be talking about the future. We have the first overall pick. Anything can happen. We have for right now, and we're gonna basically preview the offseason. Basically, I'm already gonna skip the Chiefs game. I'm onto the offseason, you guys.
There you go. He's like, fuck week 18. I'm going on to the draft. He's like, I'm skipping all the way
draft. We don't even know who our coach is, but we're going draft already, guys.
Fuck that. We're doing a few mocks. We're throwing mocks in there.
We're doing it for real.
There you go. What about you, Will? Let them know where they can find you and what do you have going on?
What up, baby? It's your boy Raider Will with the Silver and Black Radio Podcast and the most notorious crew. Y'all already know, man. You got me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Silver and Black Radio Podcast. And on Tuesday, we will be talking about how much we suck again on Tuesday on the most notorious podcast and letting you guys know where all the parties are at. Then on Friday, I probably will be doing some sort of show with Jeff talking about, again, how much we suck and that we will lose to the Chiefs. So, again, guys, if you want to hear about how the Raiders will be taking belt to ass this next game, stay tuned.
There you go. There you go. Belt to ass. We're just going to make a show called Belt to Ass, bro.
BTA.
That's
the new show.
The BTA show, bro. I should just dub it the BTA show. Shit, man. That's fucking hilarious. For me, y'all already know I got shows going on usually every week. I don't think we had a 3-hour show. I don't know if I'm gonna do a whole 3 hours. I don't know if I'm gonna do a show tomorrow. Yeah, no, I'm not. But I probably won't do a Raiders Unfiltered tomorrow. But I am actually. I'm probably gonna work on doing a New Year's Eve show with my guy Raider Jeff, and we'll have some people on. If y'all want to come through, let me know.
Let's come through and call it BTA. New Year's Eve BTA.
New Year's Eve BTA. We did one last year. Like a little year in review. I'll probably do it again. Bring in the new year that way. So make sure you guys go ahead and stay tuned for that. We have the Good Morning Raiders 1 year anniversary show this Saturday also coming up. We are going to do a show. So make sure you guys go ahead and pull up for that. I got some special guests lined up. We're going to go ahead and celebrate that 1 year on a high note. And that'll be literally the last game of the year as well. So, we're going to try to end everything on a good note. So make sure you guys go ahead and stay tuned to that.
Your review of BTA.
Your review of BTA. How we just went from shit
I got
to
the Raiders right here. Piece of trash. BTA.
Hey, what? Don't you be doing that to Gino? Why are you giving Gino that BTA?
It doesn't come like this, bro.
Hey, bro,
blocked.
what the heck?
I'm already blocked. I'm already blocked.
You'll be blocked by the end of the night.
Yeah.
Oh man, but that's gonna be our time for today. I appreciate everyone who pulled up and rocked with us on this post-game show. Everybody who was in the chat, everybody who commented, all the supers. Appreciate you guys. Nothing but love. I'm gonna go ahead and play the new intro. If you guys missed it, I'm gonna play the new intro on the way out. Make sure you guys go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the chat, in the comments. If you guys go ahead and hit the rewind, you guys catch the replay of this. Let me know what you guys think about the new intro. But other than that, that's it. Okay, fucking. Okay, Jay-Z, calm down, bro. You're Illuminati shit. Stop it. But other than that, appreciate you guys. Love. We'll see you guys next time on next week for the final post-game reaction show of the season. We can finally put a wrap to this.
Final BTA. Let's go.
Final BTA show.
I feel ready.
We'll go ahead and hang it up, and we'll go on to other stuff. But make sure you guys go ahead and pull up for that one. But that is it for us today. Appreciate you guys. Go ahead and let me know on that intro on the way up. Till next time, nation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. BTA.
Hey.
The new BTA show, baby. Stay tuned. It's coming out. You're in review, belt to ass.
You're in review, belt to ass. Fuck. All right, y'all. Peace. Come on.
J Raider, the creator with the killer content, hot takes and the dopest. Gas Raider Nation, from Oakland to LA to Vegas. Nothing greater than the Raiders, only facts. Just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Stand up, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Welcome to the channel. It's called Just Raiders, baby. If you ain't subscribed, then you gotta try. Just Raiders, baby, nothing but love for the Raiders. Been an OG before 93. Shout out to the nation, they always crazy. So nation, ride with me, taking over my style. It's amazing, making hits like Max on the blitz. The silver and black on the attack. They on the map, if you a fan and you with that. J Raider, the creator with the killer content, hot takes and the dopest. Gas Raider Nation, from Oakland to LA to Vegas. Nothing greater than the Raiders, only facts. Just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, J Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders, just Raiders. Putting on shows like Brock on the go. We just like J Raider, the innovator, making shows like Good Morning Raiders, the originator. Raiders unfiltered, raw, never censored. The post-game reaction, nothing but action. Just Raiders, baby. Just Raiders. Just Raiders, baby. J Raider, the creator with the killer content. Hot takes and the dopest, yes. Raider Nation, the only nation. There ain't no question.
Just win, baby.
Win, baby. Just win.